It's time for the completionist rambling. Well, why are we talking about the completionist in the year of our Lord and Savior, September 2025? Why are we talking about this? Oh my God, what is going on? Well, wait, should Lara get to the retirement home? No, she's young and spry. 24 is old as hell. What do you mean? I'm not old. What do you mean? I'm not old. I'm not even. You know what's better than 24, chap? 25. I'm about to turn 25. Leave me alone. I'm not that old. What's up, everybody? How are you? Happy Friday. Guys, I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really sad about yesterday. I'm sorry, guys. I've had so much scuff lately. I don't know what's going on. I swear I'm trying to stop it. And it just keeps getting me down. The scum monster is after me. Amelie keeps throwing her crown at me or something. I don't want it. I don't want all this scum. Oh my God, my PC is just dying on. You know, it's really like, if anything, I just have to set up stuff in a certain way from now on. So, yeah, it's like, once you get scuffed once, everything scuffs. Like, so I had like my sound. And after my sound, it was my PC blue screening. And after that, it was my second PC. BioShock sucks. So chat, let us all gather our energy right now. I need you to lend me your energy, chat. I need your energy. Starting now, chat. Starting now. We will not have any more scuff. We are going to change our fates today, chat. We are not going to accept the scuff. We are going to take the scuff and punch it in the fucking face. That's right, Jack. We're not going to let the scuff get us. We're going to punch it. We're going to smother it. We're going to jump on it. We're going to bite it in the shins. There's going to be no more scuff in this fucking channel anymore. I believe it, Jack. You better believe it too. Live your energy. We're not letting this happen anymore. There will be no more scuff from this day forward, chat. From this day forward, chat. Mark my words, there will never be scuff again. Hey, what are you doing here? Stop bringing the scuff. No.
Oh,
bro. Oh, my Lord.
For the souls you own.
But what do you mean souls I own? I don't own anybody any souls. I don't own any souls. Wait, Lara's only 24. Yeah, wait. How old did you think I was? Wait. How old did you think I was? Why does everybody think I'm old, bro? I'm not old. Why does everybody call me old? I'm not even really remotely old. Oh my gosh, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. We need to talk about, obviously, the stuff going on with the completionist, but we also got to talk about all the stuff going on with, of course, Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is back your 40 years, bro. I'm not that old. We're also going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about a little bit of interesting information about Tylenol that you guys are really going to want to know about, guys. You may never want to take Tylenol ever again. Big trust. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some issues going on with YouTube. Apparently, there was a huge censorship thing going on that they admitted to. So now they're allowing people back to the platform. We're also going to talk about some stuff going on with Twitchcon. Twitchcon is in like super hot water, chat. Like, a lot of people are deciding not to go. A lot of stuff that happened last year is kind of coming back out. Pretty rough. So, we're going to talk about all of that today. If we got some time, I'll try to get into some gaming news as well. There was actually a game out there that was scamming people. It was this game it listed on Steam. It stole tens of thousands of dollars from people. So we'll see if we can talk about that if we have time as well. So pretty nuts, a lot of stuff. Very quiet for VTubing, but outside of VTubing, absolutely not. Everything was fucking on fire this week. So to kind of give you a recap on the Completionist, was a very big YouTuber who was outed for embezzlement. He also basically lied about money that he was using for charity. pretty messed up stuff. So he did actually come out with a bit more of a recent response here last night. And apparently, it's a pretty decent response. However, I'm not gonna lie, chat. I'm a little skeptical. You know, when it comes to him, like, he's already lied about so much stuff. This has already been proven. I don't really know how he's gonna have any way to refute that, but you know, I will take a look. Maybe he admits to it. I mean, I would give him a little bit of kudos if he admits to it. I don't think that's gonna really make shit any better or anything, but he definitely he definitely embezzled money, he definitely misused funds, and he definitely lied about it, and he knew about it for a long time. So I feel like that already is pretty bad. I hope people are not too willing to forgive those transgressions, right? So, Laura, did you notice a planet where it rains molten glass sideways? Where is that? Well, I thought he was the one who got in trouble for something else. No, Completionist was the big embezzlement charity guy. That's what he got outed for. It was Mutahar and Carl Jopes that came out with all that info. It's funny enough, there are actually stories that I've kept up with for a really long time, and this is one of them. This is my first story I really covered kind of outside of YouTubing, and it's a big reason why I covered news outside of YouTubing was actually this story. So yeah, he was literally gun run before gun run. Oh my god. Yo, Skull, thank you for 18 months. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me last night in Discord. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was really, really, really upset after yesterday. Like, I try not to let that stuff get to me too heavily, but man, I was just mad because I really wanted to play Bioshock, but you guys cheer me up a lot, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. When you stream every day, like, I guess the best way I can describe it is like, so you stream every day. Okay, so I loaded Bioshock, and it just kept fucking breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking. It was really, really annoying. I don't know why that was. Because I felt like I tested everything. I thought it was good. So literally I couldn't stream because the game was just Omega scuff. And I've had a lot of scuff lately. Like, first I had my Focusrite that I had to replace. Then I had like the blue screen while I was collabing with Yomi and them. I know I had this. It's just like, the best way you can describe it, chat, is I stream every single day, right? This is my house. So when you go to your house and it's like falling apart, you know, you need a new roof, you know, the stove's on fire. I mean, just really like, I don't know, it's hard to mentally push through that all the time, right? So, I mean, you guys are really nice to me last night, so thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Made me feel a lot better. So I woke up this morning feeling good. So yeah, I've really been just getting the bad RNG, but no more from this day forward. There will be no more bad RNG. I'm not doing it anymore, bro. A more stable version of the Bioshock on the console, right? So what I ended up doing is I refunded the Steam version and I bought it for PS4. So we should be good now. I think we'll be set. Yeah, no, my PC is fine. So what I did was, I put it on my second PC, and then I sent it over, right? But I don't know why it just broke. Like, on that PC, it would not run. So I tried it on my main PC, and it had the same problem. So it's literally just, Bioshock or Steam. So anyway, I got a console. We'll be good. So I think what I'm gonna do now, I'm not gonna run my games on my second PC. How about we just put my model on there and send it over? Alar needs to tech confirm. Bro, no, I have 2 PCs. Like, I really do not need any other setup. I'm very happy with all of my stuff. It is fantastic. You guys already helped me get a nicer setup last year. I do not need another setup. But whenever you get it working, I'm so excited. Yeah, I will reschedule it. I don't know if we'll do it next week. I'll let you guys know, but we will ultimately reschedule for that. So, bro, I don't need more PCs. No. I don't need more PCs, guys. No more PCs. Stop buying me PCs. Arby's PC case would never. I fucking hope never. How many people are small beans? What does that have to do with fucking anything? But yes, they are. Yes, they are. Isn't Bebo like 4'9" or something? I'm pretty sure she's like really, really short. What's up, old man? How are you today? No matter making a live action Bioshock. Wait, they are? I didn't know that. I haven't even heard about it. Yes, I'm gonna run a triple PC setup. I don't know how the fuck that'd be possible, but guys, it's our PC parts. No. So, without free, at this point, my main PC, I would need to upgrade the CPU, and I'm not doing that. My other PC is very old. So literally at this point, about free, I either buy a new PC, or replace the CPU, and I'm not replacing the CPU. So it's literally buy a new PC at this point. If you get a new PC, I can steal your old one. That's true. I know, that's true. We did talk about that. I'm gonna take my laptop in for some BIOS work, so I'm limited for now, yeah. Is it Netflix? I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to BioShock, so I did like Epic the Musical. It was good. I had a good time with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I did fix it. So it is on, it is over on, my YouTube now, so you can actually watch it. It won't fucking die on you. You can watch the whole thing. I did find out, though, funny enough, the whole entirety of Epic the Musical is very much copyrighted, like, money-wise, right? So I can't make any money off that stream. So, you know, go and check it out. Go support the original creators. I mean, they worked really hard. I wouldn't even want to make money off a react like that. I did it because it was a subathon goal, and you guys told me to. You know, it was out of love for my heart. So go and check out the original one. Support them, of course. If you watch my video, all the revenue goes to them too. So, and rightfully so. I mean, they worked so hard on it. No. We were talking about BioShock movie, and then we were talking about Epic the Musical. So, yeah, certainly go check it out. I did also release a video about my story in Germany, if you guys remember that. Where the person thought it was a prawn star. So if you want to go and watch that video, that is actually up on the Reacts channel. So pretty crazy that one down. But yeah, we are going to talk about the Completionist pretty heavily today. That's going to be a large portion of our news. But I do want to talk about, you know, some other stuff going on as well. So yeah, the girls didn't. They should make a live action movie if you need the trivia. I don't feel like people know enough of those games, you know? Yo, Belfry, thank you!
To get the new PC build on its way.
I bet. Thank you so much. I'll tell you what, maybe I'll find something and put it on Throne, but I'm not doing it right now, that's for sure. Chris Nolan is making Epic the Musical in his next. Very safe. He's not doing Epic the Musical, but he's doing the Odyssey. Kind of glad he's not the one who got in trouble for what I was thinking he was. Who were you thinking it was, Walt? I want to watch that to hear the guy was disappointed when he said no. Which guy? Grass Titten? Yes, Grass Titten. What was it that Kitsu said? There was like another word that she said. It wasn't gross and titten, it was something else. But, like, what was it? It was, he said like another phrase and she uses it on me all the time. I'm like, what did you mean by that?
Hello.
I forget what she says. Fuck. I feel like everyone gets in trouble for extortion or inappropriate behavior. I mean, it's really sad, but it's kind of true. That was another adult. Oh, got you. No, it wasn't like that. Universal is throwing $250 million at Nolan. The movie's too nice. Predator, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Minecraft else. Can the studios make money? No, there was another word that that Kitsu uses when it comes to like gross and titten. It was something else. I forget what she says. It's another German word. It means like bigger or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah, sadly, Tuxedo. I think in an age where we have more access to information, more people are just getting outed. And like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, right? Because bad people should get outed, but it's definitely coming in waves, you know? It's all the time, it feels like. So really rough. But we'll dive into all that here in just a bit. At least the stuff with the Completionist was not so much as like inappropriate stuff with minors. It was more just exploits. Yeah, it's a German word. It's a German word. I wish I could remember what it was. But it's not gross and titten. It's like, fuck, I'd have to ask her. Yeah, they wrapped filming for the movie, and there's also a teaser trailer of the movie. I talking about the one with Christopher Nolan. Nope, not that, Alex. Nope, not that one. Oh yeah, the big titten. Yeah. The fucking Rammstein song. I'm gonna have to ask her. I'm gonna have to message her and be like, hey, like, can you tell me what it was? Because I definitely don't remember. Oh, Lara of the Scuff. I am not a Lara of the Scuff. Shut the fuck up. Dude, don't you put that Ryzenton. That's it, Ryzenton. What does that mean? Yeah, he is right. That's the one. What does it mean? He always says that to me. I'm like, what? Wolverine gameplay. I saw that. Yeah, I heard the state of play was god awful, except for that. I have a very respectful question about your model. Does your back hurt? Well, both my back on my model and my IRL also hurts. Resident Evil. Oh, okay. All right, got you. Instead of big, she's saying giant. I understand. I think Kitsy's gonna come hang out with us during my birthday chat. So recent. So it's recent in this giant booba. Gotcha. I think I grew up in Germany. Yeah, she did. But I'm not trying to be scuff. I had so much scuff. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I want no more evil. I haven't dealt with so much. I've already made a promise today. We're not doing any more scuff. We're going to have great streams for the rest of the weekend. Okay, chat? It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, chat? We're going to have a great couple rest of our days. All right, guys? Let's not fucking spoil it. Okay, guys? Let's have a good rest of our days. Okay, I have a question. I gotta look at something. Isn't Garson the best way to refer to them anyway? I don't know. Like, I just know people say that shit, you know? Oh my god, I forgot about something. No. Oh no, I just got sent something, chat. Fuck. In 2 hours, the extra gift sub starts. Oh fuck. In 2 hours, the extra gift subs start. I was doing so good. I got it down to 6 hours. Oh no, I'm so fucked, dude. I'm so fucked. I wonder if this year it'll actually count towards my subathon timer. I know last year I had to manually add the time every time because I wasn't doing it. I did forget about that. Oh no. All right, mods. I'm gonna give you a reminder if I don't remember. Please ping the Discord and let them know that that's going down. You knew this would happen. You should have kept silent about it. But then it's gonna pop up. It's gonna be like a big site-wide takeover thing, you know? Like, oh my god, I'm so screwed. In 2 hours, yeah. So it goes at 12 or 10 a.m. PST, 12 PST, 1 EST. So an hour and 40 minutes. I'm so fucked. Speaking of recent titten chat, let me show you this. How do you think I did? Oh, well, that is the wrong place. How do you think I did on my new banner chat? Do you like it? Yeah, how'd I do on my new header for Twitter? Does this look good to y'all? Do you like it? I worked really hard to make sure that it came out perfect. You know, it was hard to fit all of it on one screen. I think I got it though. Yeah, it was just, you know, really a lot to fit on the screen. There was just a lot of, you know, the surface area chat, but I think I really got it in there, you know? Jesus, they're getting bigger. Wait till you see my next model. I'm really mad, chat. I'm really mad that I had to admit something to you. I can't even lie about it. Oh no. So Ian and I were going through my new model, and he was showing me stuff about my new model, and I can't deny the allegations, chat. They are actually a lot bigger. They're bigger. I wasn't even like, bro. I'm so mad about it. I'm like, I told my pop, I'm like, okay, no more bigger, right? Just leave them the same size. It'll be okay. And he's like, okay, I got you. And then he proceeds to make them bigger. I'm like, they don't look bigger, but when you actually break it down like pixel for pixel, they're actually bigger. I'm like, fuck, dude, fuck. It's crazy. Hold on. Maybe I can show you a picture. Hold on, chat. Yeah, maybe I can show you a picture. Hold on, let me look here. I mean, I don't want to spoil, but let me see here. Maybe I can show you without spoiling everything. That's possible. I'm gonna count every pixel. Yeah, actually. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna zoom in like really heavily. Okay, chat. Yeah, it's really a lot of booba. Okay, chat, you ready? They're actually bigger. Even if they don't look it, they actually are, dude. I'm like, are you serious? Oh my god, they actually are. I'm like, I thought it was gonna be smaller. They look smaller, but they're like, you actually look out of here. Right, they look smaller, but they're not. They're actually bigger. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. By the way, chat, this weekend, be on the lookout. I have some very special announcements, guys. I'm very serious. This weekend, you have to pay attention to my social media, okay? So, if you've not been looking, holy boobs. I mean, welcome to my stream. Actually, do you want holy boobs? Hold on. I got you, chat. Hold on. I'm not getting banned on Twitch, bro. I'm not getting banned on Twitch for showing you model art. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Alara, don't take yourself too deep. It's already over. It's already so over. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, this weekend, I have very special announcements for all of you. Actually, today, I'm going to be starting a lot of lead up to my new model. So guys, please, October 11th is my debut, chat, okay? I worked so hard. I've been working my butt off every day for this.
What chat wants, perfection. Also,
clap.
clap.
For the model being death battle, no, will not be death battle. By the way, chat, just at the end of this stream, the death battle cutoff happens. We're gonna do VTuber death battle tomorrow. So, by the way, Laura, they said your t-shirt was sent out. Let's go! Yeah, send me some pictures. I want to see it. So, but guys, please write it down October 11th. I've been working so hard. Why do we have a hype train? Fuck! Okay, at least it's not a treasure train. We're fine. We're fine. As long as it's not a treasure train, we're gonna be good, chat. I haven't mentioned how much I love that squeaky clean laugh of yours. I'm glad you like. I'm very laughy, so almost sure do I need to add to the death battle? Yes, look, I'm literally gonna cut it off after stream ends. So, but guys, my debut, you have no idea what I got planned for you guys. It is gonna be wild. I hope that you will write it down, please, guys. It means the world to me to see you all there. Okay, I don't normally like ask you guys so much, but I'm gonna get down on my knees for you today, chat. Please show up October 11th. Please. I would be so happy if you guys can make it. It would make the world mean the world to me if you guys can make it. So shut up. All right, here we go, chat. Let's talk about what is going on outside of VTubing today, and it's quite a lot. But first up, chat, I want to talk about something that is more important than anything else in the world. Darkmoon, thank you so much for 4 months. Okay, yeah, just to me, actually, wait, okay, I'll leave it up till you get home. I got you. So guys, let's talk about the most important news today. The next JoJo's coming out, yes! Yes, JoJo Steel Ball Run, baby! Coming in Netflix 2026. Let's take a look at the trailer. Let's fucking go, chap. The dream is alive. But Steel Ball Run is such a good season. So, chap, I'll be on the lookout for this one. Absolutely so pumped about it. I'm ready. I hope you guys are too. I am so excited for this one. So good. Anyway, guys, let's talk about some content creator news. And we will get to our bigger stories pretty quickly, but first up, chat, kind of some good and bad news, right? So, yeah, I need your new one here. Yeah, I need your new one. So popular MMOs, we actually talked about him. It's been a bit, right, guys? I think you guys remember that we watched a video of him getting arrested. Well, he actually has been released from jail. Good news, he has been sober for over 100 days. So I think that is overall you know, a good thing, right, chat? I know he was struggling for a while. I think a part of what happened to him was because probably his alcoholism. So hopefully him being sober will help him set things right. If you don't know him, he's a very, very big Minecraft creator. Kind of back in the day, he had a lot of problems, kind of his life spiraled. So at least there is some good, you know, coming out of this, right, chat? He goes on to say, look, I'm in a jail of rehab and over 100 days sober. Been a rough year, but I'm finally back in shape and healthy mentally and physically. I've cut a lot of people out of my life to work on my sobriety and anxiety. I have tons of thanks for my amazing girlfriend and friends who helped me through the hardest times of my life. Appreciate you all for being here for me, too. I've had to relearn doing things sober, and it's amazing to still have fans coming out to me when I go out. Also, they say third time's a charm. I made a new TikTok. I'm sober this time, so I swear I won't lose access. Check it out. I'll make a post later. So hopefully he's off to a better, you know, lifestyle and on a better track. In other news, chat, Kai has been absolutely killing it out there on his subathon. And I want to talk about how he actually was sleeping and surprised by Ed Sheeran and woke him up. So let's take a look at the clip. Bro, I want to be woken up by Ed Sheeran.
Work like they used to before. And I can't sweep you off of your feet. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love?
Imagine waking up that way.
Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Well, darling, I will be loving you till we're 70.
That's the alarm clock I've ever seen, man.
Heart could still balance. Heart at 23.
I'm gonna stop here because I'm probably gonna get demonetized for it. But thanks for the hype train, y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll probably get demonetized, but really funny way to fucking wake up. You know, the Miles Morales NPC guys there too. But on top of this, chat, what is better than Ed Sheeran coming on to Kai's show? Yeah, that's right, chat. Linkin Park showed up to Kai's fucking Mafia-thon. Take a look at this. Everybody's showing up to Kai's fucking subathon. Like, why? He's just jumping in bed. Bro, so Ed Sheeran and Linkin Park show up to his subathon. That's absolutely insane, chat. And of course, you know, Kai has been cooking big time. And he decided actually to gift a house to one of his fans, chat. That is right. He literally gifted a whole ass house. Let's take a look at the clip.
All right. On the count of three.
I actually partnered with MD Motivator as well to make this happen.
Are you guys ready? On the count of three, we're gonna count them. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Take your blindfolds off.
Yep, a whole house.
How much more will he clothe? How much more will he clothe? If he watches over every sparrow, how much more?
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
How much more?
What's he gonna want to be my alarm clock? Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. I'm a Randy Blythe just like scream at me to wake up. Complete with a choir. Isn't it so nice? Guy out here doing some awesome stuff with MD Motivator. And of course, gifting a house. Absolutely amazing. But even crazier than this, chat, Kai has officially broken his last subathon record, chat. Kai's officially broken his own record of 728,000 subs. That is right, Mafia-a-thon 3 is insane. Let's take a look. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy, chat. That is so many subs. It continues to soar too. I mean, even at the end of this clip, he's at 731. He is aiming for 1 million subs over on Twitch. So we will see if he makes it happen, but absolutely insane, chat. Big congrats to Kai. He is cooking. Absolutely cooking. In other news, guys, Speed has been on his American tour. And of course, he actually stopped at YouTube headquarters, and his staff actually came out and talked to him, which is pretty crazy.
It's funny seeing all the YouTube employees out right now. This is amazing. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that.
Yeah, surprisingly, chat, YouTube has staff that actually works. I know, chat, it's hard to believe, but they do have a staff that does stuff. It's not all AI.
It's funny.
Anyway, that was part of his tour. I thought I would show you. I thought it was pretty funny. However, even crazier, chat. Speed, of course, while doing his, America-a-thon, there was somebody who was actually live on his stream that committed a hit and run. And ABC 7's news helicopter actually captured that hit and run. Watch this guy right here. What the fuck, dude? Well, they got his license plate, so you're fucked. GG's, bro. Crazy. Like, people are awful. Like, take some accountability for when you fuck up and do stuff, you know? Like, clearly you didn't mean to, but, like, come on. Like, it was an accident. Now you're in way more trouble than you ever would have been before. So, GG's, bro. GG's. He's out of here. Anyway, there was what was going on. Of course, in relation to Speed right there, pretty crazy. In other news, guys, Kick streamer recently was banned. I mean, not that that's a surprise, right? But this streamer actually went viral after pushing a Japanese man on a subway following a dispute over priority seating. Ultimately, he was banned from Kick. It was followed up with police regarding that incident. So let's take a look. If you don't know these seats here that have these little green signs on them in Japan, they are priority seating. They're for the elderly, they're for the pregnant, etc. Right? Well, this guy, of course, didn't give a shit. And this older gentleman decided to, call him out for it. So anyway, let's take a look. And you can clearly see right here, chat, like what it's meant for.
Is it okay? No. What is this? No volumen. ¿Qué ha pasado? It's okay or no? What is this? ¿Qué ha pasado? Que no se puede hacer ruido, ¿no? No lo sé. No pasa nada. Tampoco ha pasado nada, coño. No, yo sí, but it's okay. Che, oye, che. Date quieto ya, Dios. Habla un poco, tío. Hey, stop, bro. Don't touch me, bro. No, only stop, but don't punch.
Yeah, literally has pictures. Like, you can't even pretend you didn't understand what it says.
Change.
Yeah, super disrespectful. Jarvis, clip his balls. Jarvis, clip his balls. Although he did get kicked off, so that was good, but absolutely insane, chat. I just cannot believe people do this, and then they fucking stream it. Yeah, you push the old guy as well. Really, really horrible. So, luckily it was banned. There was a police report, etc. So at least there was a bit of justice brought to that, chat. In other news, good news here. Twitch streamer Boosie Boom was left in tears after a $10,000 donation was given her to move to New York City. So she returned to streaming to raise money after feeling stuck in Alaska, working entry-level jobs for 7 years. Let's take a look.
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
That is crazy. That's amazing, though. Let's go. Good news. Good things happening.
Thank you. I don't think you guys realize, like, how hopeless I really felt today. Like, this is... I absolutely will pay it forward forever. This is the craziest... This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. to do is be able to create a life where I can give more to other people. Because
That's
I've never
amazing.
had one like that. That's what I want to do with my art, with everything is.
Thank you, Seymour. Thank you for 19 months. Appreciate you. You get this random crowd of people cheering. So, really awesome news, of course, for her. And we need, yeah, exactly, Nick. Like, we need some good in this world. It's nice to see some good things happen. So, big congrats to her. And, of course, whoever donated that, absolutely amazing. Another news, chat. Ms. Kiff was banned, chat. That is right, Ms. Kiff recently got banned on Twitch. Apparently this was during a sponsored stream. He was really, really upset about it. Apparently it was supposed to be a 7-day ban after allegedly joking about Charlie Kirk's death. Now, I don't know the specifics of what was said or anything like that. This is the reason here in this clip. So let's take a look. Again, I haven't seen this yet, so let's take a look here.
What?
I will preface this that I do know that Twitch's policy about death and stuff like that is like, you can't glorify death and things like that. So maybe that's why, I don't know. Anyway, let's play it.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't blame you, Darkin. Like, right now, it's just, everything's too volatile.
Bro. I swear to God, if Victor got me... Yo, Pluto.
Yo, what's up?
Pluto, I didn't do anything wrong. Why did I get banned?
Because of...
yes.
The Charlie Kirk stuff.
Wait, what'd I say?
You, hold on, let me look at it real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so, I don't know what he said, so we'll keep going, but like, blah, 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 XYZ, but Hassan did this. You know what I mean? Like, insert, but Hassan did this, you know?
I'll tell you exactly.
And doesn't get banned. I feel like I read that too often, like, way too often.
The guidelines say glorifying, endorsing, or expressing approval of a person's past or current traumatic events, and you said some things in a VOD, I don't know if it was yesterday or what it was, that was basically making light of his death. You know, you said things like...
Pluto, literally everyone does that for everything on Twitch. What?
I mean, apparently across the line when you talked about how you're glad he's dead...
I didn't... I was making a small joke?
Yeah, and then you went on to say, you know, I'm kidding, or am I kidding, or am I? You know, like you kind of...
Bro, you've got to be kidding me, Pluto. In the middle of my sponsor, really?
Yeah.
Bro.
You are eligible for an appeal.
So this is ultimately why he was banned, chat. Very shortly after he actually was unbanned, I do believe he did do an appeal here. So he was unbanned on Twitch hours after he was banned for his Charlie Kirk jokes. So again, I'm not here to talk about Charlie Kirk anymore because, like somebody in chat said, it's very volatile. It's very difficult to talk about right now. So I'm just going to tell you this is what happened, Ms. Kiff. You guys can come to your own conclusions on that. So guys, now that we have talked about Ms. Kiff getting banned, and of course I updated you on everything else going on with some other content creation stuff, I want to talk for a second about, well, actually not really a second. This is going to be quite a long thing. But I do want to talk to you guys about something recently going on with the Completionist. So let's do a bit of a rewind, chat. Talking about the Completionist, right, chat? So if you guys remember the Completionist is, of course, was a very, very large American YouTuber. He was known for playing video games. On top of that, he would do a thing where he completed a game to 100%. A very, very well-known YouTuber, right? Amassed over 1.4 million subscribers over on his, YouTube. Probably more than that at his height, right? He did also a really big charity thing called Indie Land. And during Indie Land, he would raise a bunch of money for his own charity that he would quote unquote donate to, of course, the benefactor in question, right? The charity. Well, chat. Unfortunately, it's been almost a year. Yeah, I say charity, quote unquote. About a year ago, Budahar and Carl Chopes made a video about the completionist, calling him out about the basically saying he embezzled money, he had lied about the money being donated, he had misled people on his charity streams at Indieland about where that money was going. A lot of this was proven to be true. He tried to come out with a video where he's just like, hey, like, none of, this is the last I'm going to talk about it, but, none of this is true, right? Eventually he tried to keep listing videos, and ultimately, they did really bad. People were calling him out, and he went very quiet for a long time. So now, chat, it's very recent, just 16 hours ago, the completionist dropped another video. And in this video, he goes on to talk about all the allegations against him, supposedly take accountability. So we're gonna watch it. I mean, I've been keeping up with this whole thing for a very, very long time, chat. It's one of the few things that I started talking about that was non-VTuber news that actually got me into non-VTuber news to talk about it. So now, I want to preface this really quick, chat. We know he has done some awful stuff, right? It's not like that's a surprise, right? He's embezzled money, or at least his family has. They did it with his knowledge. He withheld funds of donation, was not honest about where those funds are going. He clearly has lied in a lot of ways, right? So I don't know if he, at least in my eyes, is forgivable. I mean, just because you take accountability for it doesn't mean that we forgive you right now. Maybe it's a good apology and can be appreciated, but only you can decide if you're going to forgive him. I'm going to be honest, chat. Going off of his history of what he has said before, I think he's full of shit. Half the time he says stuff, it's been bullshit in the past, right? So I want to give him a chance, though, and I'm a little biased about it. Watching Carl and Mudahar's videos about it, they ripped him to shreds, dude. A lot of it was very, very concrete, right? So what I'm looking for in this, whatever this video is, right, I want to see that he takes accountability and addresses everything. He's very transparent. Let us see the receipts. If he can prove it otherwise, that's what I want to see.
Everyone.
So anyway, chat, here we go. We're going to watch this newest video here with,
Hey, everyone.
of course, the completionist. You deserve answers. Let's do it. Here we go. I'm going to pause this from time to time to comment on it, but hopefully we get some good stuff out of this.
My name is Gerard Khalil. In 2012, I started my YouTube channel, That One Video Gamer, and for the last 13 years of my life, I have been completing games and making a lot of videos about the things that I absolutely love.
It was a very, very big deal, Darkin, because a lot of us really looked to Gerard in a very positive light, right? I think a lot of us did. I didn't really watch The Completionist, but like, I knew of him and I knew of Indieland, right? So he was definitely very well known, very much considered a really good guy in the not VTuber space, the YouTuber space, sorry. YouTuber. He was very much considered a good guy in the YouTuber space. So to see this was very, very disappointing, right? A big, big fall from grace.
On November 13th, 2023, two content creators named Carl Jobst and Mudahar Anas made videos detailing on how my family's charity, the Open Hand Foundation, had not made a contribution since its founding, despite numerous fundraisers and misleading statements by myself about charitable partners. Within a matter of days, and before I really had any opportunity to present any information of my own, the narrative had shifted. I was being accused of embezzlement and charity fraud.
I hate to say this, but not exactly. I mean, you actually had a lot of time to respond, bro. Like, you had a lot of time to respond. And also, Muda and Carl got in a call with you, and you had a lot of time. So, not exactly, but I'm not going to be that person. Well, let's continue.
With Carl and Mudahar directing their viewers to report my family's charity to the authorities, prompting a criminal investigation by
which
the
is fine.
Department of Justice. We were informed that
that's
the
good.
investigation officially wrapped up in the
You know
fall
what I mean?
of 2024. All that remained was a meeting with the Department of Justice to clear up any lingering questions, such as why the open hand had been mass flagged in the first place. I was constantly told by the Department of Justice that this is the final meeting, and the final meeting was right around the corner. But officially
in
now,
2024.
over a year has passed since then. I didn't want to speak publicly about this whole investigation.
So it's been a year since the Department of Justice wanted to talk to him, right? So maybe they're doing an investigation, I don't know. But at least he's talking to them, right?
Until I had those final results in
And it
my
might
hand,
also be that the
hence my
DOJ
silence
is just
all
like
this time.
broken apart, right?
The honest truth is that the Department of Justice will not respond to any emails, despite telling Open Hand's lawyers that they're interested in one final meeting to close the case. It has been over a year waiting on this matter, and the fact of the matter is, I need to move on.
I'll be looking for receipts for that. I mean, I understand that you want to move on, but I'm gonna kind of be real. In a court of public opinion, you don't get to decide when you get to move on, you know? Like, but I'll be looking for the receipts for that.
Whenever I get this final documentation, whatever it says, I don't care what it is, I will share the results with whatever I am legally allowed to share as soon as I can. And I
mean,
am
that's
still
good.
absolutely confident that the accusations of fraud and embezzlement will be proven false. However, even
How is he gonna prove some of that false though when he literally held onto the funds like it was fraud, right? He told people the money was donated. It wasn't. It literally was fraud. So I don't know how is he gonna disprove it, right?
even if we never broke the law, serious moral mistakes were still made by myself.
mean, that's fair,
and the
that's fair.
foundation. The open hand took far
This
too
is
long
the
to donate.
completionist. He was
We never
accused of
explained why
charity
it took
fraud.
so long until after everyone called us out. And I lied about this for all of Indieland's
Potentially.
years, both knowingly in 2023 and unknowingly in all the years before.
I mean, that is good that he actually addresses that he did lie about it. So, I mean, that's good. It's still morally reprehensible, but the fact that he's taking accountability, I think, is a really good
But
thing,
it
right,
doesn't
chat?
matter what kind of explanation either I or anyone else involved might provide. This happened, and rightfully so, it pissed off everyone. To my viewers and donors, friends and collaborators,
All right, good start.
I am so sorry for hiding the truth. It was selfish, full stop. I want you all to have the context as to how everything happened, but nothing I've said so far is an excuse, and neither is anything else in this video. All of this is on me. Even if it wasn't exactly how I imagined things would go, my goal always was to make sure this money got donated to the right place as quickly as possible.
I mean, I will say at least he actually takes some accountability for that. That's more than I was expecting, to be honest. So, all right, cool.
And I'm immensely
That's
thankful
good, that's
that it
good.
got done. So, with that in mind, I'm sure many of you still have a ton of questions, especially about why this happened in the first place and where I've been for the past year. I want to take some time to tell my side of the story and how we got here, but I also want to clear up many of the false accusations made against me, along with addressing the individuals
All right.
who not only broke this story, but pushed it into the realm of conspiracy. So, yes,
All right,
just in
let's
case
do
all
it.
of you are wondering, this is in fact scripted. I am reading from a script. But I want to be clear. The words that you're hearing
I mean, at the end of the day, right? It's good you take accountability, but you still also did something really, really horrible, right? You lied about money being donated to charity. Is that not textbook fraud, chat? Am I wrong?
today are me and only me. There's nobody else trying to influence what I say here. I just want to be sure that everything I say is accurate to the receipts I'm providing, to my own experiences, and most importantly, that you are hearing the truth straight from me, not behind lawyers, other content creators, or voiceovers disembodied by random gameplay footage.
I mean, can I be honest, chat? While I appreciate that he put this out, what's kind of the point? You're toast, dude. You're toast. Yes, okay, maybe there's some minor points that can be proven otherwise, and I think that's good, right? But we already know you lied about so much stuff. You're done, so you know.
So for now, let's go back
least
to
in my
where all
opinion,
this
you're done.
began, with my mom.
I guess it
When
is
I was
worth.
young,
I guess it is worth seeing the counterpoints he has. So I mean, I'll hear him out
Lost
at
my
least,
mom
you know?
to frontotemporal dementia, and she lived with that disease for roughly 16 years.
Yeah,
When
maybe
she passed
closure.
away
I
in
don't know.
2013, my family officially
I feel like this just gives people ammunition, and that's a problem with these kind of videos, Silent.
launched a charity organization called the Open Hand Foundation, with the mission of raising awareness and money for dementia research, educational tools, and helping families. We saw a real need after the frustrations we had personally experienced working with UCSF and how they handled our contributions, both financially and with my mom's own body parts. Before my mom passed away, my
Yeah, they donated part of her body to be researched, and I think they didn't want
family
anything
was
to do with
assured
it.
of how
Or
incredibly
something like
helpful
that.
her donation would be and what a difference it would make to the research. Well, imagine our frustration when, after donating our mom's brain and spinal cord, along with several thousands of dollars, we were told that her body parts were pretty much useless by a staff of completely different people that we didn't even know anymore. It made my family feel like we had just given away my mom's body parts for nothing, with the contribution feeling more like a feel-good courtesy than a worthwhile sacrifice. This is where the Open Hand Foundation began, and with it, the need for knowing how charitable contributions actually get spent. And as for me, I didn't really get involved into any of this until I reached a place in my career where I really felt like I could use my platform to make a big difference. In 2018, my best friends and I created Indieland.
Can I just say, chat, why didn't we get this initially? Like, I know there was some discoverability that he needed to have amongst his family members, right? But why didn't we get this like a year ago? You know, like, it just feels too late. I hate to say that, but it really feels like it's just too late.
24 to 60 hour live stream event where we would play and promote indie games with the people who made them, raising money for charity with all of you at home watching, cheering us on as I went through tons of gross physical challenges at my own expense.
I'll be honest, we don't need to know all this. Get to the point, bro. Look, we already know. Like, put the fries in the bag and tell us what's going on.
Indieland went
We're not
on
here to listen
for
to the
6 years,
recap.
and my team and I were so thrilled.
Especially in a video where you have serious allegations and you're trying to disprove them, you're wasting time. Tell us what's going on. We don't need the backstory on your organization. Everybody already knows that. If they don't know that, they can go watch a video about it. We are here for you to tell us the answers that apparently by your title we deserve, right? So where is it? Telling us all this bullshit backstory and give us the answers, bro.
To see our little show succeed.
I'm sorry to be that way, but chat, literally, like, this is such a serious allegations and a serious issue. If you're gonna just dance around it, why do you think I even want to watch your video? How many people do you think clicked off this part and just said, nah, fuck it? You know what I mean? Like, dude, come on.
However, after we finished our 5th show in November of 2022, I spoke with my family about all the good we were doing, and I really wanted to get a representative from one of our charity partners to come and speak at Indieland 2023. Only then did I learn that the Open Hand Foundation had never made a contribution since its founding, and there were no official partners.
Like I said, there was definitely some investigation and discovery that had to happen, so I get that, right?
All the money was sitting there, untouched and accounted for, ready to be donated. But at the time, there was a massive disagreement between myself and my family.
It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, chat. It doesn't matter if there's a disagreement between you and your family. You took funds. They were sitting there. You lied to them about being donated. You committed fraud. And that money is not worth what it was because of inflation. Full stop. Period. I don't care to hear all this. Like, it does not help. I don't care that you and your family had a disagreement. I'm sorry, but you stole money from people. Or you at least lied to them about where that money was going. Full stop. But what else is there to say? I'm sorry to be so harsh, but like, literally, like, you committed fraud. I'm sorry, dude. Like, unless you're gonna give me the receipts and explain that, your disagreement with your family doesn't justify this stuff, you know?
I personally thought it was important that the money be donated right away. Meanwhile, my family's perspective was very different than mine. They had been negotiating with several organizations to establish contracts to take a bulk sum of money as a restricted donation. These conversations revealed that many of these potential organizations were happy to take the money, but didn't want to track what they saw as a low sum compared to the 6 to 7 figure amounts they were used to receiving from mostly corporate interest groups.
And that is actually entirely true, chat. The amount of money that they were donating was relatively a medium size compared to a lot of these organizations that do donate very, very large amounts of money. So while I understand that there was a hesitancy because of that, and there was a little pushback, you still lied to everybody.
After a lot of tough conversations over the years, my family settled on a goal of raising $1 million before donating, hoping that this would be a massive milestone that would help organizations to take the foundation way more seriously.
And why didn't you just tell everybody that? If you would have been forthcoming with that information as you raised money, or let's say when you found out, right? Remember, he found out at a certain point, he was like, oh my God, they didn't donate it, right? Why didn't he just come out and say, hey, let me tell you what's going on, guys. Blah, blah, blah. My family wants to hit the scope, etc., right? Or even like, let's say he didn't find this out till maybe a year ago or 6 months ago. Why not tell us that then? Like, if you are going to be fully transparent and you've had an issue like this and you've been called out, your transparency and also your timeliness is extremely important, dude.
But I didn't know about any of this, and I didn't care. I wanted it to go to a reputable charity that would do great things with it right away. That means for the next 12
just
months,
be transparent.
I knew about the money not being donated and was having constant conversations to get it to the right place, trying to repair relationships and negotiate in good faith with several different potential benefactors.
And just tell us that. Chat, there's one thing you don't fuck with, and it's charity. You do not fuck with charity, period. You do not take money and not donate it. That is one of the worst, most egregious things that you could possibly do.
Since it was now up to me to get this money donated, I needed to stay on the board of directors for Open Hand, at least until the donation was officially made. It was around this point that I realized that I was in way over my head. I had just lost my job at G4, and finances were a complete mess all around for myself and my company. I was scrambling to get the Completionist restructured with new ideas and a new tone. And I was practically traveling or doing some work event almost every single week, almost the entire year. But everything was up in the air, and all of it was on me, all at once.
And that's fine, dude. I get that you have a lot of stuff going on in the background. I totally understand that, but those are just excuses. I'm sorry. I really hate to be this way, chat, but all I'm hearing right now, we're 8 minutes into a very important video, and all I'm getting is excuses, bro. Personal this, personal that. You still lied to people. And I'm glad you took accountability, but I'm going to be honest, chat. From what I'm hearing, unless there's some kind of giant revelation, I don't think anything has changed with them.
And on top of all this was the news that I now had to fix a problem that had been unknowingly brewing for several years. However, even at this point, I couldn't just do whatever I wanted. And this is where the real conflict started. I tried my best to express how upset I was.
I mean, guys, I know I'm very biased in this and I seem very, aggressive, but, at the same time, dude, it's crazy. Look at the doc attachment video to discern where the money went. It also goes into why the money had to be a large sum. No, and I get that, Redfish. I understand that. It had to be in a large sum, right? Because there is a paper trail and a lot of things to establish, right? Especially when you're donating in a medium sum. I get that. I understand that. But why was he not transparent with that information? He lied to you. If you donated, right? He lied to you. Point stop. That's it. He lied about what was being donated. He lied about what was going on. That's horrible, especially when it comes to charity, let alone a charity that he is responsible for, He was on the board of directors. You're responsible for it. On a piece of paper, you're responsible for it. You know what I mean? I get that. There's a little bit of hang up, right? Because you do want to donate a large sum. He said that, right? We wanted to hit 1 million. Well, just tell us that. Tell your audience that. Be forthcoming with this information so that when this stuff happened, it wouldn't have been so bad if you would have just told us what was going on. Now, this is about the Completionist.
How upset all of you would rightfully be, and that this could cost me and so many people who worked with me everything we had created and built together, and I was simply brushed aside. I had learned the hard way that the charity world moves at a glacial pace, and I've been going around touting all these organizations and all the good we'll be doing for many years, only for all of it to be a bunch of empty promises. Even after I stepped up, my best efforts to donate as fast as possible would never be good enough, as every decision I wanted to make now had to be approved by a long list of people on both the open hand side and the potential benefactors that I have been speaking with. So I feel that some context on my family might be helpful right here.
Can you truly be honest about all things in life? There are times of withholding allows a person to survive. You're a redfish, but this is not somebody's life in somebody's hands, right? This is just lying about you donated money. It's a very different. That's apples to oranges comparison, right? Like, I would ask you, redfish, would you, as a person, would you not be upset that you got lied to about something that is very avoidable? You know what I mean? This was avoidable. Completely avoidable. And I understand you want to defend him, and that's fine, but, maybe there's something in this video that changes everything for me, and I might shift my thought process. But right now, I don't think that he said much that has shifted my thoughts. I mean, like, is he going to address about the gold tournaments? Like, that's what I want to know. What about the golf tournaments? It was a huge thing where embezzlement was brought up, and I really hope he addresses it in here because that was a major point of contention.
I'm the youngest of 5 in a first-generation Lebanese immigrant household. My dad has always loomed large in every aspect of my life, and that absolutely extended to my own experiences with the Open Hand Foundation, and at times, even my own business.
He doesn't bring up the golf tournaments, and I feel like it's a bit problematic, Lockdown, because that was a huge point of contention for the embezzlement. That was actually, like, if I remember correctly, that was like the most suspicious part.
The expectations were that I should have been an engineer or I should have been a lawyer. Instead, I'm a video producer who plays video games on the internet for a living. If you ever watched the Completionist live show from a few years ago, then all of this should sound pretty familiar to you. I did not have the final call on any major decisions when it came to the Open Hand and its finances. I was one of many people in charge. To my family, I was seen as the video game guy, not the business guy or the charity guy. Regardless, the outcomes were absolutely my responsibility because all of you at home donated your hard-earned money and time and did so with your trust in me in mind. So when I learned the truth, I made it my goal that no matter what happened, the money had to get donated. There was no other outcome that I would allow.
From that point on, had he just been a little bit more forthcoming with the audience, this would have been so much better for him. I think ultimately, chat, his issue was he tried to solve the issue without making a big deal when he should have been straightforward. You know what I mean? And sadly, there's a lot of instances where people try to fix something and try to keep it on the DL, where it's better to be forthcoming, and it's a hard lesson to learn. And I think that's just where he failed.
And that's where the real
ultimately.
Nasty core to all of this is. Nobody embezzled or touched any money. No crime was committed or covered up here. And the results of the Department of Justice's investigation will hopefully one day be proof of this.
And maybe the embezzlement is not true, right, chat? We can't decide that. We don't know that. All we can do is just look and see what happens with that investigation, right? But the fraud part of it is a different story, right?
The decision to wait to donate until the foundation raised $1 million, along with the struggle of figuring out why that was necessary in the first place, should have absolutely been communicated with all of you. The Open Hand Foundation, and myself especially, should have been more transparent with its struggles and its goals, period. A week after Indieland 2023...
I mean, honestly, you could kind of end the video there, you know? Like, he's like, yeah, we fucked it up. That's it, you know? I don't know if Gerard can speak on behalf of the golf tournament. After thinking about your statement to my comment, I really think that a family is not the individual. You're absolutely right. But I think that, remember, Red, it was a big point of contention within this, right? I think it would behoove him to address it, right? Because there was a tie-in to Indieland and stuff like that. So, I mean, if he doesn't want to address it, that's his choice, right? But I think, to be fair, right, it is a point in this whole conversation that I don't think you can put on the shelf, at least not yet.
3 had wrapped up, and before I could get back to the donation efforts and conversations I was having, my heart stopped when I saw an email to the Open Hand Foundation came from a one Carl Jobst. I'm very familiar with Carl's work, as he had been known at the time to be a groundbreaking creator that claimed to take down cheaters, liars, and scammers. And I knew what was coming next. A few days later, on November 10th, I received a message from another creator, Mutahar Anas, also known as Some Ordinary Gamers. I respected and trusted Mutahar, so when he asked if I wanted to hop on a Discord call to talk about a discrepancy with some of the Open Hand Foundation's publicly available documents, I agreed, thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe we could chat this out and clear the air, no problem. Mutahar never once asked about the laws or regulations that Carl had asked about, so I had no reason to think they were collaborating.
Yeah, his dad was the one that was running those tournaments, by the way. Just make that clear. His dad was the one running those tournaments. So again, it's a major point in this whole thing, right? I don't think that you can put it on the shelf yet, but I would ask this, Redfish, of you. If this man has admitted to you that he has lied to you about where the money is went, and he's lied to you multiple times, how could you in good faith trust him to continue to tell the truth? That would be my question as a fan, right, Red? And only you can decide that, right? Maybe everybody in chat goes, you know what? I'm going to forgive him, right? You can only decide this as an individual, but I would ask you, how could you in good faith believe the things that he's saying, number one, without receipts, and maybe there are receipts in this video, we'll see. But number two, also, as much as he's lied to us about other stuff, right? Like, you know, fool me once, fool me twice, right?
Together, especially since they had no prior history together online. I hopped on the call, assuming that this would just be the two of us, until my surprise, I saw Carl join. The rest of what's publicly available to all of you is essentially me having a panic attack while trying to be transparent with two creators I respected at the time, all at the behest of throwing my friends and family under several buses.
There's a few things I don't like about this. So, number one, he's kind of throwing strays very subtly at Carl and Muta. He's like, oh, yeah, you know, people at the time that were respected, or people I once respected, like, well, you know, it kind of feels a little shady. Maybe I'm taking it the wrong way, and I won't go too into depth in that, but I mean, the thing is, if you get on a call, you know, you realize that you can tell them, I don't have all the information, let me get back to you. Like, you chose to answer, that was your choice. You know what I mean?
I saw the headlines coming, and I spiraled, losing control of everything. I did my best to reiterate my family's infighting, the struggles with finding a donor for a restricted donation, and that no—
Yeah, I mean, like, I can understand you don't respect him, right? But about to Jobs and Muta have proven themselves controversial since then. I think that's what he means. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way. It seems a little shady, but we'll continue.
No matter what was going to happen, all the money was accounted for and ready to be donated. And they even acknowledged that there was no evidence of embezzlement and that it's not even what they were asking about. So it gave me some hope that this whole thing could be recovered in some way. And so
I'm keeping it to the charity.
I mean, like, at that point, I don't think they knew about the embezzlement, you know? That wasn't until a little bit later.
And like the money and why it hasn't moved, I won't personally be mentioning anybody family related and the personal hell that you honestly have to go through. That's like a fucking no-no for me personally. On my end, and I'm sure on Carl's end, that's something that obviously I think we can abide by. That's just an ethics thing for any journalist, really. The very big silver lining is the money is there, according to every PP filing that I've seen. It can all be like done right, you know. This isn't a situation of actual embezzlement or, you know, money being moved to the fucking—
I think I remember something that was also very questionable, right, Chad? You remember the Twitch bits and subs, right? I think that was another major point of contention because, you know, again, this was the initial call. Let's see. So Gerard, Discord call, interview, some more to Givers 12/18. Interview took place on 11/10. But I don't think they had the full bit of information, right? I think ultimately it all falls on, was he really going to donate? He didn't get caught. His entire defense is on, trust me, when he lied so many times. Pretty much agreed, Lydia. I mean, like, the issue, again, just for me, is that he was not transparent to the people that ultimately donated to everything, right? And I think that's my biggest problem with it. He lied about it. He even admitted he lied about it, you know? So, like, that's kind of it about it. But I don't know if he's using this as a defense where they said they wouldn't talk about it. Because remember, this was the first part of everything. More came out and kept coming out. So, you know, some of that stuff may be back on the table once they find out more information. Hopefully he will address the bits and the subs, because that was a major point as well. Because I know Carl said, well, you said this much money, but when I went back and looked, it would be a lot more.
Cayman Islands or some cryptocurrency offshore. This is a situation that can be rectified for very positive sakes. But yeah.
I was terrified and I should have kept my mouth shut. But some part of me believed that if I was honest right from the get-go, maybe I could get out of...
You weren't honest from the get-go. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. You weren't honest from the get-go, though. You did not tell people what was going on. The second that you learned it, you didn't tell people what was going on. You weren't honest from the get-go. That is the lesson of this, chat. If you want to look at this whole thing and take away a lesson today, he tried to fix it before it got out. You were not honest. That is the problem. That is the biggest point that you should take away from this, chat. If something gets fucked up, just tell people about it before it gets out of hand.
Ahead of this, and it could end up just being more
It's
of a
often,
cautionary...
like, let me tell you this, chat. If you work at a job, let's say hypothetically, I'm working at my video editing job, right? And something happens where a video gets fucked up and I need to fix it, right? Do I attempt to fix it? Or do I tell my boss, hey, this is what's going on, I just want to let you know, and this is my plan? You always do number two. You always do number two. You tell them something's wrong, and then you go on to try and fix it, right? And as a content creator, as somebody that has taken money from viewers, from all of these people, etc., right? You have a burden of responsibility to be honest, to be forthcoming about what's going on. Even more so, you have to have a level of transparency, and you should have that burden of responsibility. And if you aren't willing to live up to that, then you got to take the strays on the chin, you know?
Situation for people to know. 3 days later, Monday, November the 13th.
Literally censored right there. He could have just said that and we'd be good.
Mutahar and Carl released their videos, and the story was broken. It made donating even more important, but even more difficult due to the new online reputation of the Open Hand Foundation and myself.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Many of these organizations we'd been speaking with suddenly wanted nothing to do with us, legally informing us to keep our distance, and the situation quickly became desperate.
That is quite unfortunate. That is definitely a bad part of coming out with that news, right? It did make it harder to donate. That is an unfortunate outcome. But you should have donated it long before that.
Thankfully, my brother and I were able to secure a meeting with AFTD the very next day. And by November 29th of 2023, the Association of Frontotemporal Dementia received $600,000 from the Open Hand Foundation.
But again, it should have been donated a long time ago.
Soon after this donation was made,
the money is worth a lot less than it used to be, right, chat? So, somebody that's actually smarter than math can tell me what it would have been adjusted for with inflation, you know? And that's another part, is the money that was donated a long time ago is not worth the same as what it would be today. So, unfortunately, what was donated was not the correct amount, according to inflation.
Resigned from my role on the board of directors, ending my relationship with my family's efforts in the Open Hand Foundation. The money that remained in the Open Hands account was intended to cover any future operating expenses or potential legal fees. That would prove to be important since the very next day on November 30th, we received a notice from the California Department of Justice that the Open Hand Foundation was now being investigated. All receipts were being sent over, and per legal advice, everyone's mouths were to be kept shut. The main priority for me was, at the very least, the $459,129.90 raised by Indieland donors would finally go to the original cause of dementia research in honor of my mother. At this point, my family and I were completely overwhelmed with the noise coming in. And as a result, we brought in several different professionals to help us determine how to even best respond to the ever-growing list of allegations.
And I do understand his silence since that point, because you know, there is, if he's getting investigated, you know, it's legal, you gotta keep your mouth shut. I get that. So, to be fair, chat, I think a little bit earlier I said, like, hey, like, you know, why didn't you tell us along the way? Maybe he couldn't, right? So, that bit of information is an important point where he could not share maybe a response. But, again, that does not excuse him being, his lack of transparency beforehand, right?
This is what finally led to my response on December 9th of 2023. All the information.
And I feel like that response could have been something more similar to this, or also what Censored said earlier. Just give us that. Like, hey, you know, we were trying to donate $1 million. We didn't reach that. You know, we were trying to build it. I'm sorry, etc., etc. Take responsibility. That initial response did not feel like that strong. You know what I mean?
I'm sharing with you right now and going to be sharing with you. This is what I wanted to say in that video. At the time, the Open Hands Foundation's legal counsel instructed me not to say or share anything because nobody knew what would be relevant to the pending investigation by the government. I was essentially handcuffed from telling the full story because our lawyers instructed me to not address any information potentially related to the ongoing investigation, which included receipts.
I mean, and why make a response, you know? I think it should be transparent as not protecting yourself from people that you need to be safe. How does... I don't understand, Redfish. How does not telling the audience that you took money from protecting somebody? You took money from people. You have to be transparent about what's happening with it. You're not protecting your family. You're protecting yourself.
Potential evidence and even fully admitting to any and all of my mistakes.
Yeah,
when
sometimes
this
you can't even admit
video
that, right?
failed to inspire folks to trust and believe in me still, I knew that my support systems were going to go away very quickly.
I mean, in that video, it did seem very aggressive, right? This is why you need to read the doc. But Redfish, that whatever doc he gives me, right? How will that explain that he admitted that he lied to people? Like, I understand the sensibility and positivity you want to have about it. That's fine, but he admitted he lied about it, point blank. Like, what? How is a document going to fix that?
Quickly, my financial, legal, and community support disappeared overnight. With a lot of my friendships,
yeah, like even
both
throwing in
personal
due
and
to
professional,
ongoing
going away with
investigation,
it
I
as
can't say
well.
much.
It was clear that I had failed and my options were extremely limited. Over the course of the next 2 months, almost all the employees at That One Video Gamer were let go, and I spent most of my time clearing out the now defunct old office. I decided to continue making content as a way just to keep the lights on despite...
I mean, like, remember, he already admitted to this, so, like, really all you can do is decide if you still forgive him, right? But there is a thing as being, positive, right? Being, optimistic, and there's also, you have to be realistic, too. Like, if this guy has proven to lie to you about money that he says has been donated and it hasn't been donated, what reason, under God's green earth, would you lie about that? What reason do you need to lie about that? If you're gonna say, oh, protect my family, that's bullshit. I'm gonna call you out on that. It's absolute bullshit.
Despite my legal silence. But by the summer of 2024, I eventually stopped producing new content altogether.
I think that he's trying to kind of water down his response from before. Whereas if his legal team did say that, that's great. That's fine. I understand that. But there are ways to say, like, hey, this is going on. I can't talk about it, right? Much in the way that VShoto members have done that, right? This is something they're guilty until proven innocent. Redfish, he already admitted to it and he apologized to it. He admitted he's guilty. What do you want me to say? I'm not... Like, he's the one that said it. I'm not assuming anything. He's the one that said it. Like, you're being way too borderline, like, contrarian, right? Like, he admitted it. You know what I mean? This is not fraud, though. This is your main argument. Okay, all right. Let's look at the definition and let's learn. The act of intentional deception or misrepresentation used to gain an advantage, deprive somebody of legal right, or obtain money or property. Intentional deception. He admitted he lied, right? And he did this to obtain money. I mean, that's pretty textbook fraud. He intentionally deceived people. He admitted to that. He said, I knew about it, and I continued to lie about it. He said at the beginning, he said, lies I told, as he put his hand on his chest. Lies I told. To obtain money or property. It's fraud. Period. Now, let's say that the investigation says that he didn't, right? That's great. That's awesome. And that's good, right? Legally, he might be exonerated, which is great for him, right? But that does not mean you're exonerated in the eyes of the viewer, right? You're not exonerated in the eyes of the public. There's always those two things contending for each other, right? Legally and in the eyes of the public. You always have to contend with both of those, whether you want to or not. I think it's a matter if it's illegally charged with fraud or not. Right. Exactly. Like, morally, he did it. Investigatively, we don't really know yet. He's guilty of lying, but he is not guilty of fraud. There's a big difference, so he needs to clear that up. I mean, if he can clear that up, let's see it. But as it stands right now, he literally said, back when we started, right? Like, I lied about it. Hold on, we're at 1627, so let me go back.
Years, both knowingly in 2023, and I lied about this for all of Indieland's years, both knowingly in 2023 and unknowingly in
both knowingly and unknowingly. I admit, look, I lied. Listen.
Why it took so long until after everyone called us out. And I lied about this for all of Indieland's years, both knowingly in 2023 and unknowingly in all the years before.
Knowingly and unknowingly. He admits it right there. I just don't know how you... I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, I'm just here to state, like, what I feel is, like... I'm here to state what I feel like is opinionated, but I'm also here to point out the facts, right? Like, that's an admission of guilt. Facts. That's an admission of guilt. Like, let's call up legal mindset. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what we gotta do, but this is an admission of guilt. It's very clear cut.
And altogether, I would go on to disappear from the lives of practically everyone I knew because I thought that in my own self-hating isolation.
And Redfish, I get it, dude. There are people that you look up to and that you love, and you really want to, as a mission moral guilt. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Redfish. It is a mission, a moral guilt that he committed fraud. Morally, he admitted to fraud. In court, that's not for me to decide. But my argument today that you keep trying to disprove, and I'm going to prove you wrong, is on here, when it comes to legal, you have to let the legal people resolve that, right? I can't resolve that for you. There's nothing I can do. You have to wait for that. But morally, he is submitted to fraud. And you can't argue against that. It's right there. You know what I mean? I understand if you, really like him. I get that. Totally understand. And I'm really sorry that, you're having to deal with this, right? It sucks because, this is a person you really look up to, but you can't contend against something he already admitted to, right? Are you going to sit there and argue like, oh, well, he didn't mean it? Like, no, he said it. Like, it's right there, It's sad, but he admitted to fraud, at least morally, maybe legally. I don't know. You have to let somebody do that. What do you mean gotcha slamming? I'm pointing out to you the facts. Redfish, I'm gonna be honest, dude. You're just being a contrarian at this point. It's very clear. Like, can we at least agree right now? Can we at least agree right now that he admitted that he morally committed fraud? Can we agree to that? Yes or no? I'm trying to prove to you what he said with proof by show you his own words, right? Gotcha slamming is where you pull up like one point, and you use it as basically like the entirety of your argument. Fred, that's not a question I asked you. I'm going to ask you the question again. If you're going to answer it or not. Here we go. Here's the question. Can we both agree that by his own words today, that the completionist admitted to morally committing fraud? Can we agree to that? I think we all can. I think it's very easy to agree to it, chap. He admitted it. And I'm asking you, Red, Can we come to that agreement? I think we can, right? Talking about video. Yeah, I already admitted that. I did not see that, so I apologize if I missed that. But thank you for, you know, coming to an agreement on that, because I think that is a point that cannot be argued at this point. So, going forward now, chat, what we're going to be looking at, is, does he approve to push back on any of this other stuff? Because if you are a completionist fan, are you okay with him morally committing fraud and lying to you multiple times? Only you can decide that.
Installation that's what everyone wanted from me. But in reality, I ended up doing a lot more harm than good by letting everyone else deal with the public responses. And that was extremely selfish of me. Without being able to truly apologize and take 100% full accountability for the things that I was responsible for, it felt like no one wanted to ever hear from me, let alone trust me ever again. To my mom,
like in a way, chat, can you really blame them though? You know, like, can you really blame them?
moderators, my biggest fans that have rolled with me since day one, and especially to anyone who ever donated to IndieLand in any way, shape, or form. So many of you trusted me, my words, and my reputation in what I stood for. I know a lot of you have left this community, are hurt and feel betrayed, and were even threatened or harassed by people online just for saying that you still believed in me. I put all of you in an unbelievably difficult situation, and for that, I am deeply sorry. To my past...
I do appreciate the apology, like, actually. I mean, if this was just something where it was, like, if it was a small thing, right, like, it'd be different. This is just so major, dude, that I really appreciate the apology, and I think it goes a long way. But my two worries are, number one, I think it's a bit too late, and number two, I just don't, I hate always saying this, chat, but I'm going to tell you guys because I trust you all, and I feel like it's the right thing to tell all of you. But sometimes, chat, when you fuck up, you can't come back from it. And as horrible as it is, chat, as horrible as that is to say, it's true. Sometimes you just can't come back from stuff. And I feel like that is the case.
Employees, I am so sorry that you've had to endure the sudden hardship of needing to find new employment with a resume that had my name and company insignia on it. You trusted me to manage that one video gamer and everything related to our brand in a way that would keep us going for the next decade. All of you gave me your blood, sweat, and tears.
What's up,
and some
Maddie? How
of
are
you
you?
for the full 13
I'm doing good.
years
How are you,
of our
sweetheart?
existence. I am
just,
forever grateful for all of you,
catching up with the
and I am
completionist
so
drama.
sorry that this ended up becoming
It's not really drama. Like, it's a legit crime right now, so it's actually past drama.
worst possible scenario for all of us. To Fraser Perez Don, Patrick Stingline, and Michael Barity. You've always been my best friends. Your relentless support has always meant the world to me.
Yeah, he is reading from a
IndieLand
script.
and
He already
so
admitted
much
that.
of TOVG's ambition and drive was from the three of you and your dreams. You dreamed as big as I did, if not bigger, and contributed to our success. I will always be in your debt, and my heart is so heavy for how this ruined your lives and the lives of your fellow employees.
I want to say, Chad, it is okay to write a script for stuff like this. There's nothing wrong with that. If any of you are using that as a point of, oh, he's reading off a script, that is okay, Chad. That's an okay thing to do. Yeah, for him to get all his points across, to make sure that he says what he wants to say, nothing in the world is wrong with that. I think some people are like, oh, he's reading from his script, it's not from his heart. Like, no, that's okay, guys. That's really okay. I appreciate somebody that puts something like that together, because that shows that they are trying to make sure that they get their message across, right? So, yeah, I don't really understand people trying to undermine a whole apology with something like that.
I will find a way somehow, someday, to reconcile.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make a comeback anytime soon,
if
but
you allow me to. I want to especially
yeah,
apologize.
sure, Belfry.
to
I don't take it that way. I'm just pointing out, unfortunately, people do that a lot, and it's really sad.
Weird Brothers, the Scary Game Squad, the Friends Per Second podcast, and all of the guests and indie game developers that appeared at IndieLand for the long road of chaos they had to endure and will continue to endure because of all of this. I don't expect forgiveness from anyone who watches this, but I do want all of you to know that I am doing everything in my power to make it right. And on that note,
That's
I
appreciated.
do want to talk a little bit about the progress update on AFTD's fight against dementia and how all the money you all donated is helping real people today.
I mean, that is appreciated. I feel like at least, like, part of taking responsibility is putting action into place, right? So if he's going to do his whole thing to make that better, I definitely applaud you for that. You know, like, I applaud you for that. So I'm going to be looking forward to it. You know, as much as I don't like the things that he's done, you know, I wish any bad stuff on him, right? I don't wish harm upon him or anything like that, right? I would be pleasantly shocked if he does the right thing, and I would welcome that. But I'm not gonna, you know, wait with bated breath on it, right? We'll see if he does it, and even then, if he does it, I still don't think I would watch him or support him. But nonetheless, at least maybe you can convince some other people, and there's nothing wrong with that.
In July of 2024, AFTD sent Open Hand a report of what our contribution was going towards in compliance with the terms of the restricted
at least he
donation
seemed sorry. You know,
previously negotiated
that
upon.
does go a long way.
I'll have that full report in the box down below, but I do want to touch on a few things that I'm very
That's
excited
good.
about. First off, when we negotiated our donation with AFTD, an outside party matched another $200,000 to our donation.
That's awesome.
Through one of AFTD's matching programs. So the total at the end of the day was actually $800,000 that went to dementia research, education, and care.
That makes me wonder as well if they were trying to reach that million. Why were these matching programs not explored before, right? I mean, maybe it's just ignorance, but I mean, that's good. That's good.
This
so,
money was distributed through a
just kind of a
wide
side
variety
question.
of grants to several different researchers around the country, studying both chemical and social questions surrounding dementia, FTD, and all related disorders. Alongside this, one specific grant was awarded to the Respite Care Financial Assistance Program. Now, this helps to alleviate the financial burden of those diagnosed with FTD.
Yeah,
via
there's only
direct
so much
cash
we're ever going
grants
to
for
learn, right?
victims
Since
and
here,
their
we have
families.
to accept that.
At the end of June of 2024, AFTD distributed 753 grants as a part of this program. That means there's 753 individual families who receive direct assistance hiring professional caregivers, enrolling in care programs, and purchasing supplies like shoes, clothes, and technology, and so much more.
It's nice to see that where your money went, right? So that is awesome. Yeah, I really wish we could have seen that before when you got outed, but you know, that would have been nice. But I mean, at least you get to see it. Now, we should have been seeing this along all the years you raised money that you lied about, but you know, hey, better late than never, right?
Now, this is a very detailed report with a ton of scientific terminology, but if you ever donated to Indieland over the years, then this report is for you. It's your money helping these families through both new research and relief funding, and it is making an actual genuine difference to so many people. For whatever it's still worth, I want to genuinely thank each and every one of you who
Right, we should have got this back in 2023.
Thank you so much for
exactly.
your compassion and generosity.
The money should have just been donated the whole time.
On top of all
period.
of this,
like, I understand, guys, with charity, right, and donating like certain amounts of money, it can be more difficult, right? There is some red tape involved. I can understand why you would want to wait or, you know, do restricted or unrestricted donation. I get all that, dude. I truly understand that. There is red tape involved with it, but if that's the case, right, the average person, like me, Chad, like, I didn't know all this before I started talking about the Completionist. I had no fucking idea, but I learned because I started talking about it, right? I think for the average person, explaining all that up front would have been much better. Like, even if you, let's say that you start Indieland, right? You'd be like, hey guys, we're looking to raise this money. It goes to my charity, we're going to donate it. You know, I want to let you guys know that, you know, through all this process, it's going to be hard, right? We want to raise a certain amount of money, or there's all this red tape. Like, just being forward with it is so much better than just lying about it, you know? But to be yummy, honestly, so far it's a lot to unpack. It's better late than never in correcting course. I don't think everybody deserves a chance to fix things. Even if we can't fully forgive, can be more amicable at least. I love what you said there, Yummy. I don't think everyone deserves a chance to fix things. That is a really hard statement. That's a really hard line to read, but you know what? It's absolutely true. Not everybody deserves a chance to fix things, and sometimes you can't always fix a situation, right? Sometimes it's not gonna work, but I mean, I would kind of argue in this case, now that I've watched further into the video, when it first started, I was like, dude, put the fries in the bag. Like, you're not helping. And I'll be honest, I think probably about 10 minutes of this could have been cut off. But at least there is some good news out of this video, right? So I do understand the intention of this video now, but he kind of did water it down a lot. Like, I really wanted a little bit more quicker. Like, remember, these are huge allegations. And if any of you guys, God forbid, you're getting canceled for anything, like, let's see, you know, hypothetically, somebody's like, oh my God, Yomi is the best piss tuber. And somebody else is like, no, I am. I'm canceling Yomi. Hopefully Yomi will look at this and go, you know what? Let's get right to the point at the beginning of the video, because that's what people need. Our attention spans are low as fuck. Like, we need that stuff, right? I think he's doing the right thing, honestly. Like, it can't be fixed, but it can be turned into something right. We're to autocorrected into don't. Oh, it means does. Oh, see, you know what's funny, Yomi? I agree with you saying don't, because I think sometimes, like, you can't fix a problem. It's just not fixable, right? And in this case, I think that's sadly just one of the things here. But I get wanting to be optimistic, right? I think in a lot of cases people deserve a second chance. I do believe in that, right? In this case, no, I don't think so.
Open Hand Foundation has committed to donate to AFTD for many years to come, as long as they have money to operate with $50,000 already having been contributed this year alone. Given that this amount was so much smaller than the last donation, they asked to not have any big press releases around this time. Even though I'm not a part of the Open Hand anymore, it makes me so happy to know that the foundation is continuing to donate and hopefully start to rebuild some of the trust. Donors, in the end, if you donated to Indieland, your money went to charity and only charity. That was the promise, that was the goal, and we got there.
So, I mean, he is very adamant about the investment. And again, chat, we were looking at some of the math, right? So I do want to hear about the bits and stuff. If he doesn't address the golf tournaments, that is a little bit unfortunate, because I felt like that was a major point for the investment part. But he said if it was donated to Indieland, it was not embezzled. So that's good, at least. At least we got his assurance on that. We didn't take that as truth, that's up to you, but at least there is that. Now, that doesn't address the fraud, but nonetheless, the embezzlement part seems to at least be cleared up. From his viewpoint, we can wait for the legal part of that to follow up, in which he seemed very, very sure that it was not going to be any charges. So we'll see what happens.
I want to reiterate.
Right, embezzlement has been proven, and that is a major point, Sasha. Now, fraud, very different, but that's good. And we'll see what they come up with. So that is at least a fair point. So, and some good news out of all this, right?
At the end of the day, I was not trying to use or abuse my power as an influencer, and the intent was always to raise money for charity and never to take any of it. The memory and legacy of my mother is one of the most important things to me, and truly to this day, despite her passing, I do not think that I have gotten over the hardships and the trauma that I've experienced in my life with her and her illness.
I guess my biggest thing here, chat, is just like, well, I asked myself, like, what was his biggest mistake? What is he most guilty of? And really, he tried to fix a problem and was not transparent about it, right? He tried to fix a problem behind the scenes. He knew about what was going on. He admitted to lying to it. Like, Sasha, he already admitted to it, right? So at least morally, he's corrupt, right? Like, that's facts, right? And you have to ask the intention. Do you think that, I think Lydia said something about it earlier. Here is the question, right? Do you think his intention was nefarious? Well, he did admit that he lied about it, right? So for me, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah. You know, that's it, right? But I think it's fine if he starts doing completionist videos again, but he can stay away from doing charity events. I don't think we can trust him with other people's money at this point. I think it's totally fair, Dark. Absolutely. Like, I think he is most guilty of finding out about something and not being transparent, telling his audience and being honest. And that is his biggest mistake. 100%. Embezzlement, you can put that up on the shelf because we don't know. You know, fraud, well, he admitted to it morally. You know, legally, we don't know yet. But I think it's a fair take. I think it's a very fair take, actually, Dark. If he wants to make his videos, that's fine. But anything doing with money, he does not need to touch it. Yeah, the intent doesn't excuse your actions as well. And I think just really, at the end of the day, he made the wrong choice. He could have been forthcoming and he chose not to.
She always taught me to do good, and I was trying to live through.
Yeah, we
her
just
to
gotta wait
do
on
good,
the
and
investigation.
I'm still trying to do good to this day. You, as a viewer, deserve the facts, and especially the truth. That's why I want to clarify as many of the allegations against me as I can that are absolutely false. First, I want to address the idea that the open...
Yeah, so he didn't know about it for what, the first like 4 years, and then when he did find out about it, he tried to fix it instead of being forthcoming, right? So yeah, exactly. Like, also at the same time too, he fucked up being on that call. He should not have said anything. He should have been like, look, I'm trying to deal with this, let me deal with it, etc. Like, I think him trying to talk about some of this stuff was really, in that call, was not the right call for him.
And could quickly just donate the money the same way you can just click donate on a charity website or Venmo or PayPal a friend.
Almost everyone is screaming at them just to donate the money, which should be pretty easy to do.
One thing you'll see is they'll ask me to gift an amount that is as low as $35.
I mean, there is red tape, so maybe Carl and Muda downplayed it. I don't remember these clips, but maybe they downplayed it a little bit. There is red tape, 100%. And we all know that.
The short answer is no. If we wrote a check to a charity with no agreements on how that money gets spent or how it's tracked, we would never have received a report detailing how our donors' money was being put to use.
And that was, that's very fair that they want that tracking and they want to know how it's used. So that is a very fair point of why they could not donate it, right? And certain places will not take their donation amounts with those stipulations unless it reaches a certain amount. That is totally fair. That is totally fair. But, why didn't you just tell your audience that? Like, why didn't you just tell everybody that? You know, like, you could have just told us that. We've been so much more understanding, dude.
It would likely have gone to funding administrative costs like accounting fees and executive salaries. It had to be restricted to make sure that it actually went to dementia research. And negotiating with many of these organizations is really tough when you aren't donating tens of millions of dollars.
Which is absolutely true, chat. I have a friend that I called this morning. They work for a charity, right? And I was asking them about large donations, and she said that most of the time when it comes to medium donations, right? And we're going to call medium, which literally is medium, $600,000, right? For most charities, that is a medium donation. For research, that is a medium donation. If you are not doing millions, tens of millions, etc., that is not, you're below a regular donation, a large donation. So what he is saying here is absolutely true. And this is verified by one of my friends that works for a charity, 100% true. And often they do want to attach certain stipulations about where it goes. You know, I guess they wanted the tracking on that. I don't know about that part. I didn't bother to ask my friend, but that's absolutely a thing that people want, and that's okay, right? But yeah, unless you're reaching the billions, tens of millions, you're in the medium category, and you often don't get to stipulate those things.
To us, $600,000 was
is
an
crazy.
astronomical amount of money, especially for me and my community.
But for them,
But in the charity
it's
world,
not much.
that's small potatoes.
Yep.
There's a ton more to this whole thing, but that's about the best explanation that I can personally provide.
And this is 100% a fair explanation. He's on the money.
Because I am not a 501c3 lawyer or accountant. This stuff is unbelievably complex, and it takes time to get it right. Simply put, it was functionally impossible for us to just donate the money in a website's donate button section while being responsible to the people who donated to us and the cause that we represented.
I wonder if almost he wanted to be responsible about it, right? And like have this tracking, but at the same time, if you wanted to do that tracking the entire time across all those years, why were you just not, I mean, all those other years he didn't know, right? So let's talk about, when I say all those years, right? I mean, from the point that he knew, why not just be forthcoming with the audience? Hey, this is the reason why we're holding on to this money, because we want you to see where the money's going. I honestly would have been like, you know what? That, absolutely, thank you so much. Like, that makes sense to me, you know? Like, had you told me all of the stuff going around it, right? There would have been a lot more understanding from not only me, but also from your audience and all the people that donated. I think I speak for everybody here. I don't like to do that, but I think I speak for everybody here that everybody would have been a lot more understanding had he just told us that information from the start when he knew for that year.
That obviously does not excuse the fact that it took far too long to donate.
Okay.
But hopefully this at least explains why, even once you find a benefactor, it's still a very tedious process.
Absolutely.
Next, I want to talk about Twitch bits and Twitch subscriptions. If you don't know how bits
All right,
and
this
subs
is
work,
a big one.
viewers can donate money in the form of Twitch bits, as well as subscribe to a Twitch streamer for perks like emotes and private streams. This money then gets split with Twitch, and the remaining balance then comes to the Twitch streamer at the end of the month. Yep. During the weeks of Indieland, all bits and subs that we received on the channel were put towards the donation goal throughout the event. I'm sure many of you have seen a lot of clips and memes at this point over the years where I have said we don't touch any bits or subs.
I would love to see the receipts on that. That's a really big thing for me, chat. He said all the bits and subs, and that means that, well, I guess did he mean 70% or did he mean 100%? That's kind of an interesting question.
Technically speaking, I do have to interact with them because I have to claim the income that comes to me and my company, and any money that Twitch pays out is income regardless of where it will end up going later on. However, either myself or my brother, sometimes referencing a meme name during the stream, referencing something that was taking place at the time in the stream, would donate various amounts of money that match what we had received from Twitch viewers in real time up to that point, directly to our Tiltify page. That way, the on-screen totals would match, and no amount would ever get forgotten. If there was any discrepancy at the time, we made sure to donate extra to ensure accuracy, and sometimes that happened a few days after Indieland had wrapped up.
That was one of my questions, too. We were wondering, is it all of Twitch's, is it all of the money that was given before Twitch's cut, or after?
We worked hard to figure this process out, as early on, we didn't have everything locked in, but by the time we were done, that was our process. No matter what though, dollar for dollar, everything did go to charity. For full transparency, on screen right now, you can see our revenue for Twitch bits and subs for every year of Indieland. And
the Twitch revenue was right here, direct donations, net source. So I wonder if this Twitch revenue, here's my question, chat. And I think it's a very fair question to ask. And it's one I asked even when we covered this, right, before we had this information. So here's my question, chat. When Twitch says, or when you get your Twitch revenue, right, and you add this to direct donations, and it goes in here, these match, right? Was this number, when it says Twitch revenue, was this number before or after your Twitch payout? Because you see Twitch revenue, technically, we'll go off him being partner plus, right? So you got 70%. There's another 30% that was given to Twitch. So my question would be, as a viewer, let's say that you donate, right? Let's say you donate $100 on Twitch in bits. Do you expect all 100 of those dollars you donated in bits to go to the charity? Yes or no? I know it seems like a kind of weird question, but go along with me here for a second, chat. You donate $100 in bits. Do you expect all of that to go to the charity? No, and I think that most people would actually say yes, but for me, I would say no. I agree with you, right? Before, after Twitch cut, after Twitch cut, after Twitch cut. Well, I guess the question is, when you say on your stream, oh yes, all of the bits and stuff are going to charity, right? Do you mean all of the money donated, or are all of the money period, like every sub $4.99, $5.99 is going to charity, or do you mean all of the subs after the Twitch cut? I feel like that is an important thing to state. I don't know if it was ever stated or not. I want to bring it up because there might be a future point of contention that people might argue. So just want to put that out there, chat. That might potentially be a problem for him in his case as well. Which, when you said it, did you mean all of the money before the cut or all the money after the cut? And it might have just been a genuine mistake. I'm not saying he's guilty of anything for this. I'm just pointing out this could have been accidental phrasing, right? Let's see if he addresses it. But nonetheless, the numbers add up, right?
And the document containing this data will be available for you down below. $459,129.90 was contributed to the open hand by the fundraising efforts of That One Video Gamer, The Completionist, and Indieland. All of the money raised for Indieland went directly towards that sum, and absolutely none of it was used for either.
Well, the thing is, Lockdown, is what is the discrepancy, though? He says discrepancies. Is he talking about the cut? Why didn't he say the cut difference, right? Like, what does discrepancy mean exactly? This is kind of hazy with the specifics. You know what I mean? That's what I'm wondering.
Of That One Video Gamer, The Completionist, and Indieland. All of the money raised for
this
Indieland
is probably
went
for
directly towards
his other revenue he had through outside of Indieland,
sum, and absolutely none of it was used for either expenses or personal
right,
use.
yeah, I got you, Lockdown, I agree.
Corroborated by both our Twitch earnings and our unclaimed expenses year on year. The process of...
So we said Twitch earnings, right? So, I mean, I know earnings and revenue are pretty clear cut in definition, but like, I want him to hear him say either before or after the Twitch cut.
Receiving and tracking Twitch bits and subs was a tedious extra layer to Indieland's operations.
Yeah, I would not have done that.
Which is why we encourage viewers eventually over the years to donate directly to the Tiltified campaign instead. That way, donor money was going directly to the open hand, and I don't need to be the middleman at all in this situation. While we're talking expenses, let's...
And again, I'm not trying to jab at him for that, right? It's a genuine question because... I think that people are going to ask that, right? And it's a fair point. Is it before or after, right? I'm not attacking him for it. Again, whatever he said, that's it, right? It's just like, as a viewer, right? Like, what is your perception by what he meant by that? It's an important consideration because let's say that everybody thinks that they were supposed to donate before the cut, right? So there would be a 30% potentially missing if that's what you understood his words to mean, right? So just something to consider, right, chat? Put it on the shelf. I'm not attacking him over it or even using it as a jab, but, you know, something to think about, right?
The claim that I used Indieland as a way to earn money from claimed expenses and gain clout from running a prestigious event with big-name celebrities and respected creators.
Of everyone in the entire world who benefits from Indieland, it's Gerard who benefits the most. He gets the Twitch followers, he gets the media attention, he gets to mingle with game developers and celebrities.
I mean, yes, the charity does benefit as well, right? But, I mean, at Carl's point, yes, of course he benefits from it. He's getting all the media around it.
He gets all the credit.
As it grew, Indieland became increasingly more expensive to produce. Most of all in 2022, we made it an attendable live show like we had promised our viewers in 2019. That One Video Gamer shouldered all expenses. That was my contribution to the cause. The general rule of thumb is that a nonprofit charity should only spend around 25% of its income on expenses.
Okay.
And according to the BBB Wise Giving Alliance, 35% is the max amount to be considered a credible charity. The Open Hands operating costs, on average, were only 11.85% during the years that Indieland was being run.
I mean, but still, you chose to spend whatever you wanted to spend on the production of it, right? Like, I don't really think I understand this point, to be honest. Like, he's like, oh, well, I didn't benefit from it because I spent money. Well, you put on the production, that was your choice. You know, so like, I don't really understand his point here, chat.
We achieved this because Indieland had no claimed expenses to maximize donor contributions, and more importantly, it was a passion project for our team. This was our idea. This was our vision. This was our dream. In the now leaked Discord interview...
Well, sure. Like, I mean, I get that. That's cool. But, like, you clearly benefit from it. Like, I understand why he's, like, trying to gab at this point that, oh, he doesn't benefit. Like, you benefit from it, period. Like, that's as clear cut.
Interview conducted by Carl and Mudahar, I had previously mentioned that some expenses were recouped by my company via Twitch revenue or reimbursements from the foundation.
And that was probably before or after the event took place, right?
It actually turns out that I was wrong. No expenses were ever claimed by my company, either through Open Hand or through the Twitch revenue. Between travel expenses for guests, venue costs for 2022, food and drinks, and all sorts of other extras, That one video gamer spent approximately $88,000 running Indieland across all 6 years.
Bro, I think you really need a new account. Like, that, yeah. I really think you need a new account, bro. Like, not claiming expenses is kind of wild.
This also doesn't include the tax burden that one video gamer took on by processing Twitch bits and subscriptions, plus the man hours dedicated to preparing for and running these events. That's hundreds of hours from 5 full-time employees being paid to put this event on together year after year. In short, we spent tens of thousands of dollars of my company's own money to run a charity that we did not get paid for, not for clout, but because we cared. Many employees volunteered additional time to make Indieland happen, and I did not make this mandatory for their duties. We were all building this thing together. This event belonged.
Okay, so now I think I understand his point. He's like, hey, we lost money on this. It wasn't just to benefit from it, right? Like, hey, Siri, what's up? Thank you for the raid. How are you, kitty? I think that there is a thing is non-material benefit, but looking at how he operated this at a loss, and how he was not making, like he paid out for those expenses, right, chat? I can see why he thought this was really important to prove. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
To the staff who put it together, and they did it because they wanted to. They cared immensely about both
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Dementia. I am insanely proud of my team, and we only succeeded as much as we did because of their unbelievable
I'm just so
dedication.
surprised he did not claim expenses
face,
anywhere.
yes.
Like, whoever his accountant is, like, what are you doing?
And I did have final say, but this was our baby, not just mine. I am so proud of the showrunners, producers,
I think it's just like he's saying, like, oh, I didn't do it for clout. And you know, looking at how much he lost, all right, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one.
And coordinators who actually achieved these goals that they set for themselves. As a final note, I want to add that many online have noticed that the Open Hand Foundation has entered into a delinquency status with the IRS.
Yes.
Carl Jobst has run with this, saying that this is further proof that Open Hand did not comply with the law. In reality, the Open Hand's legal counsel was instructed by the Department of Justice to withhold their tax filings until the investigation was concluded. This delinquency status is the charity equivalent of an unpaid parking ticket.
I mean, I'll be honest. I thought this was a point that was put. Even Carl, I thought Carl said like it was just something to point out. It wasn't like a giant deal. So, okay, yeah, I put this on the shelf personally,
and gets cleared whenever
okay.
Open Hand files
I mean, it's
a
good to
specific
know.
form, which they've already taken care of.
In case people want to run with that.
This delinquency status has been corrected.
If Carl did say anything like super negative about it, please let me know, chat. Like, because it's been a while since I watched that video.
There's actually explicit proof that my family and I fully complied with the investigation and truly have nothing to hide. Now, I wish I could end the video right here and move on and not acknowledge my detractors beyond easily debunked numbers and misunderstood compliance laws.
So I think there's two groups here, right? There are detractors that are trying to use some of the stuff that he's showing, right? Is kind of like disproving, which is good, to detract from it, right? And I think that those people do need to look at the numbers and kind of say, hey, okay, look, he's not lying about that part of it, right? Is there a question or two? Yeah, absolutely. But you can't use that as argument anymore. And that's fair, right? Now, there's the other group, which I would say I fall into, that's like, yeah, but what you did is morally reprehensible. You know, I don't think you can come back from it, right? So, and that is the other group. So I feel like the detractors need to look at, okay, what is your main argument, right? Is it morally or is it numbers on paper? Because there are, even though I have a question about the cut part, there are some parts about the numbers that he is showing us that are very helpful.
Unfortunately, Carl and Mudahar have made themselves impossible to ignore. They have inserted themselves into my story, whether I like it or not. Both of them have perpetuated and publicized numerous conspiracy theories about myself and my family online, and this has led to irreparable harm to not just myself, but everyone associated with my family, including personal information being leaked, stalking, public harassment, and so much more.
That is very unfortunate, and I can't really speak for Mudahar because I don't really watch him, but I can tell you 100% that Carl would never, ever support that type of behavior, ever. People that go off and do these types of things are horrible, chat, and I know that he would denounce that type of behavior. However, I do want to see specifically what he has to say about who specifically, like, or what was specifically was said. So, yeah, I don't really know much about Mudahar, but I know that Carl would not want anybody being doxxed or harassed or anything. I do know that Carl and Mudahar had asked for that stuff to be reported. And I think that was the only thing that he had really specifically asked for, right? So
it doesn't matter that these guys never explicitly said they believe some of this stuff, nor do they verbally condone bad faith attacks. They discussed and entertained several conspiracies that directly hurt people who had nothing to do with any of this at all.
I'm gonna be honest, chat, I don't like that statement very much. They discuss and entertain things that could be, right? Well, that's discussion. Unfortunately, that's communication, right? Like, unless it was done in a really harassment, negative way, and in which case I do obviously condemn that, and I do want to hear his examples, right? But unfortunately, that is part of discussion, right? Sometimes you talk about these things, you discuss it, and you entertain it. That is basic discussion. I mean, even when I told you guys about the Twitch cut, right? I'm technically entertaining a conspiracy, right? It's true. Like, did I say put on the shelf? Of course, because we don't know, but I'm discussing it and I am entertaining it. So I don't know about this yet. I do want to hear what he has to say about it. Let's hear specific examples maybe, and then we'll go from there.
One of the conspiracy claims was that my family donated personal funds to cover up the fact that we secretly stole all of the donor money. Both Mudahar and Carl discussed this as not only a legitimate possibility, but as a likely reality, despite the fact that no hard evidence of embezzlement has ever existed.
One of the actual conspiracies for this is, one user writes, they just needed a few weeks to secure a loan or liquidate assets to come up with the money to do this. If this conspiracy theory is true and the California DOJ or the IRS are investigating, that's going to draw some serious eyeballs over to them.
Oh my god, this free stream. So let me ask you, chat, by what Muda said, do you view that as problematic, yes or no? There are numerous regulations, various departments involved, but let's see some proper financial assessments and legal source regarding the misconduct related to the charity fraud. Yeah, me too, Snoogle. So do you view what Mudahar said, sorry for the free stream, do you view what he said as problematic, yes or no? I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I don't. He said, if this is true, right, this is, you know, it's a conspiracy theory. It's a, you know, allegation, a loose allegation. I mean, this is a what if, right? I don't find this problematic. I know some people will, and that's fine. You can disagree with me. I think the average person is going to look at this and be like, you know what? Nah, he didn't say like, oh, like, this is definitely true. This is exactly what's going on. He's like, well, you know, if this was true, it's going to draw some serious eyeballs, etc., right? So, no, it's the internet that's to blame for taking that weaponizing the what if, right? That would be my argument as well. That'd be my argument as well. I think that there is a certain level of responsibility, right? And everybody has a different level on what they view as the actual responsibility level. So, let me give you an example really quick, chat. So, like, when you were discussing news, how much are you willing to discuss what ifs, right? I think that sometimes it's okay, right? Sometimes these what ifs are possibilities, right? Are people going to look at you and say, oh, you're a bad person for talking about it or considering it? Yeah, maybe that could be a thing, right? But also, let me give you another example of something more recent that you might relate to. Takahata. So we've been talking about Takahata a lot, right? And we entertained the idea of why Doom did not respond to Taka. Why is that? Well, we said, well, maybe their legal counsel said not to respond, right? Is that an okay idea to share with you? Is that an okay idea to run by you guys? In my opinion, absolutely. Thank you for the follow, Met God. I think so, absolutely. I think that we can have a discussion and speculate and, you know, maybe put our tinfoil hat on for a minute, right? As long as I'm very forthcoming about, hey, it's a tinfoil hat, but I think that speculating is okay to a degree as long as it's responsible, right? But really sadly, some people look at that and go, oh my God, yeah, like, you're a horrible person. How dare you discuss this, blah, 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 blah. And that's not always the case, chat. Like, discussing and having a conversation is integral to problem solving. It's integral to society. We need to have conversations around stuff, right? And in this case, we need to do that as well. We need to have a discussion as well around it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really, I don't know. I don't see like this giant problem with what he said there.
So if that money is there, just prove it exists. I get it. You're behind lawyers and PR agencies.
If this was actually true, the DOJ would have caught it instantly and acted accordingly. 501c3 charities in California are extremely strict and are under much tighter supervision than most other states in the US. An even more outrageous conspiracy tries to allege that my dad poisoned my mom in order to not just worsen her condition, but maybe even cause her diagnosis in the first place. These were particularly nasty conspiracies that I wanted to address in my initial response video from December of 2023, where I shared my mom's autopsy report to prove that yes, she did live and die with frontotemporal dementia.
That is absolutely horrible, chat. Whoever like pushed a theory like that is gross. It's absolutely gross. You know what I mean? Like, that is absolutely horrible. What I will point out here, chat. What I will point out here, chat, is that when it comes to stuff like this, right? This is just some weirdo, right? This is just some crazy like Redditor, right? This isn't Carl or Mutahar, right? I think it's important to like draw the line there. Like, it wasn't them, right? This is just some random like fucking weird ass Redditor. So just want to point that out. You know what I mean? Like,
people, yes, December, particularly nasty conspiracy, maybe even,
yeah, like, just some random. Are you sure? I mean, their name isn't here. Are you sure it's not Redfish? Like, I mean, let's see. Yeah, is this Reddit post right here? Is this Carl or Mutahar? That's my question. Yeah, I did see the Discord part, but we're not there yet. I'm talking about this Reddit post. Was this Reddit post Carl or Mutahar? No. Answer my question. Was this Reddit post, as I just said, was this Mutahar or Carl? Yes or no? It's a very simple question. No, it's not. Unless somebody wants to prove it to me, right? If you have like the screenshot of it being like them, right? But yeah, if you made a statement, bring the proof. Exactly. Like, what I said was, this isn't Mutahar or Carl saying this, right? Let's continue.
Cause her diagnosis in the first place. These were particularly
then came back and wanted a divorce, and his dad, then no one will let you unless you see a doctor, because the reason you'd want a divorce is you're getting a medical problem. I don't think I got, why is this so low? Made her do tests for years until they diagnosed her with dementia. So is this something that he knows, or is this something that was alleged? Here, let me try and read this to you. Then came back and wanted a divorce, and his dad said, no one will let you unless you see a doctor, because the only reason you want a divorce is you got a medical problem. Made her do tests until diagnosed her with dementia.
Nasty conspiracies that I wanted to address in my initial response video from December of 2023.
Is what he said, is that true? Or was that something you got from him? Or what is the screenshot? Like, why was this included? Is he including this as in like, it's an entertained topic?
That I wanted to address in my initial response video from December of 2023, where I shared.
I guess what he's saying is this is Carl entertaining that Reddit post. Let me read the Reddit post again. Makes me think that I think Gerard and I are probably the same age. Somebody just feel right. He was out of school about 9 months. His dad didn't know. Did his brother or sister never bring that up? In a medical diagnosis, I get it taking a while to find Gerard's recounting of events makes it sound like his dad had suspected his wife was ill. He just never tried to get her checked out. I do understand to agree, trying to get, let me just feel off. So yeah, this is just some kind of like, schizo, whatever, right? I then came back and wanted to divorce. The dad said, no, I won't let you. But what is this?
To address.
Yeah, what is this? This is very out of context. Is this like, is this Carl like telling something that happened, or is this supposed to be like him entertaining a topic? This is really like, look, was this Reddit post on a Discord? No, it's just a Reddit post. It's just a Reddit post from some random user, right? And then they have Carl's post
in the first
where he says this right here. But I'm confused because what's the context behind this? Is he saying this is a conspiracy theory? I guess we need to listen.
Response video from December of 2023, where I shared my mom's autopsy report to prove that yes, she did live and die with frontotemporal dementia. Some people were a little confused about this and were extremely upset that I used my mom's death certificate in that way that I did. But seeing all these accusations that were swirling around me, even the truth of my mom's disorder was now officially being questioned. Now there's one more thing that I want to get ahead of here.
So these Reddit posts, is he implying that they're Mutahar and Carl? That's my question, because this section is about conspiracy theories and accusers, right? And he started talking about, okay, so maybe I mistook that. I was thinking he was talking that whole section was about Carl and Mutahar, right? But maybe this is just wrapping all the conspiracy theories in one thing. Carl said on Discord and in a video, I don't care about a Reddit post. Okay, what's, my question, Blue Ranger, is this thing that he posted, right? Well, what's the context behind it? Is it like, yeah, it makes a lot more sense. No, I don't think that Reddit post was Carl. Because I thought he was talking only about Carl and Mutahar this entire section. So this post by Carl that we were looking at, the Discord post, what was that? What was that post? Was that just like something out of context? Or was that like something that he maybe told Carl and Carl's telling what happened? What is that? That's my question. Does anybody have like any ideas? Because I'm so confused. I don't think I get that part. Yeah, there's some parts of it that I'm kind of like, he left out a few things for me, which is okay, but I'm just kind of wondering, you know what I mean? I guess it's more like Carl talked about it, maybe. Yeah, I mean, the thing is people are gonna say wild shit, right? Which I'm glad that he is actually calling it out. But also, you also have to understand that part of talking about stuff, like the way the Mutahar and stuff was, it's just a conversation, it's discussion, it's not, it wasn't like being like, oh, you should definitely believe this, you know what I mean? All right, let's continue.
Just a couple years before my mom passed away, my dad started dating his now current wife while still being married to my mom. When you're committed to caring for someone with dementia for over a decade, life gets extremely complicated. My mom was at least 10 years into getting sick, and she was barely communicative at this point. My dad somehow found love at his senior age with an amazing woman who would go on to help our family take care of my mom well into her final days.
Yeah, very, very, very complex, obviously, with the illness that his mom had. So I don't understand the whole situation, and to be honest, I don't need to understand that whole situation. That's not our business.
I should not have to explain what I feel is no one's business but my family's. Unfortunately, there's Discord receipts of Carl stating that this was the last bit of family stuff that he was holding back, presumably until I decided to respond again, repeatedly referring to my stepmom as a mistress.
Yeah, Carl, you fucked up on that. You shouldn't have said anything, dude. Yeah, Carl, that wasn't cool. You shouldn't have said anything about that. Yeah, that wasn't cool, Carl. You shouldn't have said anything about that. That's his family business. Yeah, that was too far. It's Billy Mitchell. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but yeah, you looking at the previous Discord message. Yeah, definitely in context makes that worse. So, yeah, not cool, Carl, not cool.
In my dad's supposed affair. Considering he used this exact tactic against Billy Mitchell, accusing his current wife of being nothing but a mistress in Billy's alleged affair, I have no doubt in my mind that Carl would and might still try and use this against me in the future.
The very next week, he applied to marry his mistress of many years. So that's why Billy lies about his marriage, because the truth is that he had his children out of wedlock to a mistress, and that just doesn't sound quite as
Yeah, I'll definitely give Gerard this one. Carl should not have said shit.
wholesome.
Myself and my family have long accepted and love who my dad married after my
Yeah, to be straightforward, chat, it's not even your business, Carl, what goes on within his family, right? Yeah, exactly. Literally my words, stick to what's relevant, right? Like, you should have stuck to what was in front of you, bro. Yeah, that wasn't it, dude.
Mom passed away. It doesn't matter how much Carl tries to twist the truth here. There is no grand conspiracy here. The truth is that despite what they claim, Mutahar and Carl are not journalists, accountants, lawyers, or even engineers. They're YouTubers, just like me. That's why they never issued any corrections to this story, despite numerous allegations being thoroughly disproven, even before my own...
Okay, they're talking about the donation part, right? Which is true, right? They're not lawyers, they're not, you know, accountants, etc., right? They're only looking at public information.
Response video came out. Corrections and questions are entertained as...
I mean, like, you see that he said, well, they didn't correct themselves, they could easily be donated. Well, yes, that is a point of contention, I get that, but at the same time, is that like really the big deal here? Like, you also, you're taking these digs at them, but also, like, you did lie about, you know, donating money. Like, let's not forget that. So, I mean, I get wanting to correct the statement. I get where that comes from, and it's fair what he said. Not gonna take that away. It's just kind of like, you gotta throw your punches while you go out, right? That's what it feels like.
Possible, but at no point did either of these two admit that they were wrong about anything they incorrectly cited. The 5% rule for charities to donate every single year, Open Hands filing status, expenses and contribution totals, or even my own words. These were all things.
I think that if he is gonna lay this out, right, if he's gonna say, well, he said this and he's saying they're lying about it, we do have to do our due diligence and allow them to respond to it, right? I think it's fair. You know, like, if he said, like, they're lying about this particular parts, well, one, I kind of want the receipts that's true, right? He said 5%. Can you throw me the proof of that? Like, that would be really helpful, right?
That I tried to address in my response video, and others online had corrected them as well. There were a number of laws, requirements, and so much more that both Carl and Mutahar cited incorrectly, with no corrections to this very day.
If he does not provide receipts here, that's problematic, Chad. I'm just going to tell you right now, he's got to provide some receipts
Let's
here.
take a step back real quick. Mutahar's first video released on November 13th. His next upload responding to online criticisms was on November 20th. His third video was on December the 2nd.
Okay.
And a fourth video was then released on December 7th.
We did not watch Muda's videos, by the way, chat, when we were doing this whole thing. I only stuck with Carl's. And that's mostly because I didn't really watch Muda.
This time to talk about our donation to AFTD. Each and every video, Mutahar told his viewers that the open hand needed to be reported for an audit if you, the viewer, wanted anything to change.
Looking at their golf tournament, looking at a bunch of other places, there is, at least in my opinion, income or revenue that should be reassessed by an auditing body.
That is until December 9th, when I released my response video. In my video, I said that we welcomed an audit, responding to the claim that we were
I do remember that.
afraid that an investigation might happen, exposing the books and everything up to everyone.
What they don't want is people, especially the authorities, looking into the golf tournament and all of that sponsorship money.
But if you have the money, I don't think it's illogical to show that you have the money and you are willing to donate it. Unless, of course, even if possessing the money after all of this, there are still some serious legal repercussions.
There is a question, chap. Would do you think he would have donated the money unless he felt this pressure? Yes or no? I'll be honest, I think most of us agreed on this a long time ago. And it's okay if you disagree, but I think that he would have not donated the money without this pressure. I don't think it ever would have got donated. Not until that million goal. Yeah, maybe the million goal was the cutoff. We'll never know, right? But I don't think he was ever going to donate it because he knew about it, right? And he withheld that information from the public, right? He should have shared that information, right? It's okay if you disagree, chat. It's totally okay. It's not even like, I think you're a horrible person or anything like that, right? It's more about what you view his intention as. I feel like his intention was clear from the start. He probably would have waited to the million. I mean, if he would have waited for the million, that would have been fine. Again, I really wish he would have been forthcoming with that, but regardless, like, so in this situation, right, chat, obviously the pressure did force them to, whether for good or bad, donate that money, right? So, he also, in these videos, Buddha has said, in my opinion, right, and he has said, hey, you know, there probably should be some investigation, right? I don't know. I need to keep listening. Maybe it's worse than I think it is.
Instead of admitting that, hey, maybe he might have gone too far, Mudahar doubled down, saying that a criminal investigation by the government suddenly doesn't disprove his accusations that we broke the law.
Now, the audit was never the smoking gun during this video, and you might be like, whoa, what are you talking about, Muda?
This is the exact investigation that Mudahar instructed his viewers would deliver justice.
Given the lack of the comment over the Completionist charity situation is pressing, since for this you definitely need time and lawyers. Fits and why we haven't seen a statement confirming the money is still in the charity holdings. For transparency's sake, I'll also be sending my research and complaints to the Attorney General of the State of California. This is a charity fraud. Only they can confirm they have the obligation to do so. If you'd like to report charities you suspect of ill action, please file for me. They're kind of the call to action, right?
If they followed his instructions.
Do you want justice to be delivered? So I'm going to teach you guys how to report this properly. Now, obviously, if you want any agency to look into this, check the state of California.
As for Carl, he actually acknowledges that he doesn't correctly cite any of the laws that I supposedly broke.
I couldn't give two shits if any of that is illegal or illegal. It would not affect my own moral judgments because I don't base my morals on whether or not a court convicts someone of a crime.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, right, dude? Like, Gerard, the statement that Carl made right there has nothing to do with what he's pointing out. He's pointing out that you're morally reprehensible. He's not pointing out the fact that, yes, you might get exonerated in court, which might be the case, chap. He might get exonerated in court. But by what I showed you guys earlier, even in this own video, he admitted that he withheld that information. So, like, I think Gerard's whole point of this video is he wants to prove that he's innocent in court, but he's never gonna prove he's innocent in the court of people, right? The court of public opinion, because you already admitted that you withheld the information, and that's you're never gonna be free of that. You know, some people are gonna rightfully be upset with you about that, and that's it. End of the story there, you know?
However, instead of admitting that he got anything wrong in his videos, Carl conveniently says that he is not a journalist, he's just making entertainment.
The purpose of a YouTube video is first and foremost to entertain, because if a video isn't easy to understand or entertaining, people won't watch it and I will get less money.
Accusations of criminal wrongdoing and inexcusable
Yeah, Carl's right and wrong there, because, like, you do get to get the information right, but you have to present it in entertaining ways. So are the facts important? Yes, they're extremely important, but yes, you have to be entertaining about it. I kind of get what he's going for, but no, I'm not going to defend Carl. My biggest problem with Carl in this is those screenshots from earlier. That was fucked up. He should not have said anything about that.
Moral character are now a form of entertainment and should not be taken as fact, despite the fact that Carl cites himself constantly as an investigative journalist, both in his GoFundMe campaigns.
Matt, can I be real with you a second? Well, what does all this have to do with you taking responsibility and giving us some of the answers? Like, I feel like half this video now is just trying to clap back at Carl and Muda. Like, you admitted that you withheld the information. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of losing I feel like I'm losing the plot here. You know. I guess he wants to defend himself and back his reputation, and I can't say that that's wrong. But like, that could be a separate video. I don't know. I just feel like we're losing the plot, Ethan. Like, I get where you're coming from, but this could be a separate thing, you know? Like, people are basing their judgment on Gerard having embezzled it or stealing it. You're basing your opinion on his moral character. With that, mine, you can be upset about how he did whatever, right? Yeah, I mean, my thing is, like, I'm basing mine, well, it's not an opinion, it's a fact of his moral character, right? But it is a fact that he withheld information from his audience, right? Like, he admits that, too. So, like, it's not really an opinion on his moral character. He by his own admittance, withheld information, you know? So, I can't really say that's an opinion. I can't agree with you when you say that. He's using the facts with Carl Mudahart's reputation totally to discredit. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I guess, like, in a slight way, I get where he's coming from, but also, like, I feel like we're losing the focus of the video, right? It's just they're trying to clap back. And now, you know, Carl and Mudahar are going to make their own videos about this, and now we're going to look at those, and it's going to be doubly messy. You know, it's going to be crazy. The truth he didn't steal. I guess, Saja, the real question is we don't know about the embezzlement, right? So we have to wait on that. But as far as fraud, he did commit fraud, at least morally, right? In court, I don't know how that's gonna hold up, but when you read the definition of fraud and you look at what he did, it's fraud, right?
On the record, in the courtroom, in several different cases, and even in one of his most recent videos.
My channel and my investigative work improved dramatically after I got sued.
Despite the best efforts that I put in my initial response video, I was never going to win, no matter what I said.
Right, and that's... Thank you, Censored, for saying that. Charity fraud doesn't necessarily mean theft, it just means that you lied.
The money got donated, but that was never the true goal. For Carl and Mudahar to succeed, I had to be irredeemable, and nothing I could have legally provided.
Yeah, Carl be doing too much now. I'll straight up say that, chat. Those screenshots, that ain't it. Carl fucked up on that. Hey guys, you know I'll call it like I see it. I'll call it like I see it. Mismanagement or poor communication is not equal fraud unless money was stolen and diverted, which it was not. The act of intentional deception or misrepresentation used to gain an advantage to deprive somebody of legal right or obtain money or property. He obtained money. He obtained money. And he also intentionally deceived people. So, fraud, you said fraud unless money was stolen. It doesn't have to be stolen. It can just be obtaining money, and that's what he did. So, your definition does not hold up, Redfish.
Would have been enough.
Which I will once again prove in this video that you cannot take Gerard at his word. He is proven to be somebody that is deceptive.
It was my 16-minute video.
That's true. That is true. He definitely was deceptive in the past. That's true.
Under the scrutiny of countless legal professionals versus their 8+ hours of sponsored conspiracy-based attacks. So, as a recap, yes, I did lie about where the donations were going, knowingly so after Indieland 2022. I tried to take responsibility privately by making sure that the money got donated appropriately.
That's fair, Josh.
Hoping that I could minimize the damage this might do to everyone in my life, keeping this a secret to prevent anyone else from being complicit. In reality, continuing to hide this throughout 2023 only made everything worse, because now I was still directly complicit. There was always going to be hell to pay, and I was just being stupid about all of this. I should have just partnered with the organization directly, made things right from the beginning, and not cared about
I can't nod my head any faster.
restricted donations or where the money was going. I also should not have gone ahead with Indieland in 2023. The show had taken a life of its own because it finally was receiving notoriety for all of our team's hard work, and I did not want to hurt or betray everyone that put their blood, sweat, and tears into the show. This was just as important to indie games as it was to charity, and that added a ton of expectations and pressure. In the end, I made a choice that cost my team their employment and ruined their lives, not to mention all the residual flack of every indie developer that they received just because of their association to me. It was short-sighted and dishonest. I should have come clean as soon as I learned about it and separated myself and the event from my family immediately.
Yep.
With all that being said, though, what I did not do was steal, embezzle, or otherwise misappropriate donor funds for anything. Every cent of money donated was always there, waiting to find a benefactor. Any claims of theft, embezzlement, or fraud are categorically false.
I'll be honest, Chad, I believe him. I really, really do. I believe him. I do. He's willing to make an apology. He says that he didn't embezzle. You know, he admitted he fucked up there. I believe him. I really, really do. I believe him. I think that he knows he made the wrong mistake there, and it fucked him up. It fucked his team up. Yeah, I 100%. I think he's telling the truth. I believe him. I really, really do.
I also want to apologize to Carl and Mudahar. Despite my criticisms, I know what it's like to have your entire life scrutinized by tens of thousands of strangers who just want to see you fail, and nobody deserves that. I know you both wanted this money donated, and you didn't deserve to get blown off just because people liked me. But I'm not interested in fighting some eternal YouTube drama conflict. I just want to come clean, and this is genuinely the soonest I was able to do so.
That's not true, actually. Like, you could have told us this in that initial response, right? I mean, like, he fucked up, knows he fucked up, admits he fucked up, and is finally being public about it. I mean, like, yeah, I guess the question is do you find him lying? Do you find him lying and committing fraud morally, right? Because it's not done in court, right? Do you find that to be so egregious that he doesn't deserve a second chance? For me, I'm sorry, man, that's just too big of a thing for me. I don't think that I could forgive anybody for that. That's not like a small little fucky wucky, you know? Like, that's a really big deal in my viewpoint. And if you feel differently, that's totally okay. I will give you a high five. If you want to keep supporting him, that is awesome. That is your choice. I hope that he will do better, right? I always want to give somebody opportunity to improve himself, and I do hope that he goes on to make things right. I really, really, really do. But for me, like, I think it's just his mistake was too egregious.
So if you're really interested in understanding whether Carl and Mudahar conducted a responsible and educated investigation, there's a great YouTube video out there by a YouTube channel called Accounting in YouTube that breaks down the entire thing. And it's made by actual CPAs who looked at everything that Carl and Mudahar looked at. If this is where my work in charity ends...
I mean, he's got the numbers, right? He's got the number backing, right? So I do believe him, the investment wasn't there, right? Until somebody else comes up with something out of here, right? But I think morally, he definitely was corrupt and made a mistake, right? So
then so be it. I have participated in dozens of public fundraising events over the years that have nothing to do with the Open Hand Foundation or my family for that matter. And the reason has always been the same each and every single time. Real people need as much help as they can get when faced with life-changing disorders like dementia. I've experienced this whole thing firsthand from the age of 10. It is one of the hardest things I've ever had to endure.
Horrible. It's
and I
horrible,
never
horrible.
wanted to defraud anyone in all of this. I just wanted to raise money for charity and help promote indie games. I wanted to elevate the industry as much as I could because it's always elevated me. So, where do we go from here? Even if I somehow recover from this controversy, things can never be the same as they once were. Does that mean the Completionist, the show, my channel, my livelihood Is it all just dead?
It does seem like to me as well, Crying Napalm. I believe that. I think that he always planned for that money to go where it needed to go, right? He just did not go about it in the right way. Like, even if it was like a goalpost that they needed to hit, he didn't share the information that was very pertinent in regards to that, you know? I do believe that he always wanted to donate that money. I believe that. And I think ultimately he donated it because he got pressured. But at the same time, like, there's so many ways he could have done this right. And he just, like, fumbled so hard. Like, so hard, you know?
No. Hell no. I still complete games. I actually never stopped completing games. Even through the entirety of last year, I completed
Yeah, he never should have had access to that money.
Just because I wanted to. At the end of the day, I still love making videos. I'm not a drama YouTuber or anything like that.
Or rather, his family, hear you, but
I play
yeah, I
games
get you.
and just want to make videos about the things that I'm passionate about. My life is fundamentally different these days. My friend group has completely shifted. My family dynamics are very, very different. And the image that you all had of me is shattered. And maybe that's all okay. Maybe it's not okay. Maybe it doesn't need to be okay. But this is a new beginning for me, the Completionist, and hopefully all of you at home who've supported me, should you choose to continue to roll with me. From now on, this is my story to tell. And if you're here for it, I cannot wait to make entirely new kinds of videos that will make you laugh and hopefully make you think. Going forward,
It's kind of sad he ruined his own career, you know? You have those moments in your life where you have to make a large decision, right? And sadly, he just chose the wrong way, you know? Doesn't matter what I believe, though. He can make videos and stuff if he wants, but he should stay away from charity work. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. Whatever he does, like, if he wants to do his videos, that's great, but yeah, don't touch charity ever again, bro.
you're going to be seeing a lot of me more streaming on Twitch, and hopefully weekly videos will return again soon. But it's going to feel very different. I don't have my company or my team anymore. It's just me once again, by myself. Before I end this video, I want to talk to a few people specifically.
I do feel like, though, he's genuine in this video, you know what I mean? Like, the way that he's speaking, his body language, stuff like that, like, I believe him when he says that there is no investment. I do believe that, genuinely. Like, do I think that he is morally corrupt? Yes, I do, but, you know, otherwise, I believe a lot of the things he's saying. And overall, I feel like this video, it's messy, chat. It's messy. There's some things that should not have been in here, that should have been separate. There's a lot of stuff that didn't need to be included, but almost in a way, I kind of appreciate it's messy because it's real to him. You know, like, it's not like, it's not super cleaned up. So I kind of appreciate that a little bit.
To Alex Fossiani and Kelly Whistler.
Right, exactly.
You two
Like, I
have
mean, we
been in
need
my
to see the
corner for
actions, bro.
years, supporting me through the insanity that's been TOVG. I am honored and humbled to know the both of you, and I am so deeply sorry for all the pain that I've caused the two of you, even to this day.
You know, I don't think you can chalk it up to stupidity, though, because remember, he said, I lied to you. I willingly and knowingly lied to you, and for me, that's just like, nah, bro.
To my family, but more specifically to my brother Jacques. No matter what happens in life, we will always be family. We will always be brothers.
I mean, I'll tell you, chap, personally, I'm over the lies, dude. I'm over the people lying to me. I'm over, since Cinder, like, all that stuff, guys. My outlook maybe is a little bit more pessimistic, but I'm done being lied to. I'm not gonna deal with it anymore, you know? Like, don't lie to people. It's very easy.
Like it or not, be there for each other through thick and thin.
Yeah, like a charity,
I know
exactly.
this
He
has been
promotes
hard on
it,
both of us
but he doesn't touch the money. That's how
in our
most charity is done
relationship.
these days, by the way.
And this whole video won't fix that. But hopefully it's a step in the right direction, and I hope that things go back to the way they once were someday. This is a new me, a new adventure,
Just go on the ceiling.
a new
What?
chapter. I learned a lot of hard lessons these last few years. This new road ahead of me will undoubtedly be filled with new highs, new lows, different pains, different sorrows.
I don't know if he's going to be able to actually make a comeback, chat. I don't know. Like, what is the perception, the general consensus on this? Because I kind of wonder how people are looking at this, you know?
New battles And hopefully not new or more enemies, but more importantly, more mistakes. I am only human, and I want to
you
try
know
and
Carl's
do
gonna
right by
respond to
each
this.
and every one of
Same with
you
Mudum.
who has ever supported me. I hope I can earn your trust and make you all proud of me once more. So with that said, till next time, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all again soon for another brand new episode of The Completionist.
Yeah, and I totally get that, Bad Moon. I'm glad he apologized. Still staying away. I think that I have 2 questions out of this chat. Number 1, why is he coming back? Is it because he wants to come back to prove he want to make things better, or is he coming back because this is his only financial avenue and he needs to make money, right? Like, that's question number 1. Question number 2, what is the general consensus on this? Are most people okay with this response? Are most people not okay with this response? You know, I feel like sadly this response is it's just a little bit too late. That's how I feel about it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people will come to his defense, you know, and make a big comeback. And that's great. You know, again, I don't wish any ill will towards him, but I'm very like hesitantly optimistic, you know? I mean, I will say this at least, Sasha, to your point. His apology was really at the state of apologies that we've gotten. His apology was pretty good. I feel like this was a pretty good apology. Now, some of the points in there, I have questions. Some of the other stuff he said, you know, I disagree, but not a bad apology. Not a bad apology. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how this this all works out, chat. You know, I give it like a 6.5 out of 10, you know? 6.5. So here are my final thoughts, chat. Maybe you can flip it or something, but here's my final thoughts about us. I felt like this apology was good. I felt like I genuinely want to believe him. I genuinely do, at least what he says, that it was not embezzlement. I think I believe him. I genuinely do. As far as the fraud, by the court, we have to wait for that to happen. But he did admit that he committed fraud. I mean, he said that he lied about it knowingly, didn't tell everybody. And I feel like this speaks about a person in volumes, right? So while my opinion might be not the best, it might be negative towards him going forward. I mean, I hope the best for him, right? I hope that he does actually improve and get better. But I think for a lot of people, they're going to look at this and go, you know what? I think that I'm not going to support him anymore, right? Even after this apology. And that's fine. And if you want to continue to support him after this, that's your prerogative too. I guess my only question would be, if you want to continue to support him, are you okay with how he lied to you before? And only you can answer that. Only you can answer that, chat. I can't answer that for you. So, well, very much in the fashion that I told you, you know, kind of looking here, right, chat? This did very much happen. Carl did say the recent Gerard video is unfortunately full of lies again. My next video will be a response. After experiencing my own public backlash, I sympathize with what he went through. Really isn't pleasant. His persistent dishonesty is really baffling, though. I have made plenty of mistakes. There are plenty of things to criticize me for it, and I'll attempt to own them as much as possible. I hope you do, because those screenshots are not cool. But for some reason, you felt compelled to straight up lie about things that are easily disproven. So we'll be looking forward to this video, chat. I'll definitely be covering it in the future when it comes out. Very, very interesting. I mean, if Carl says there's a lie in there, you know, I'm going to hear him out. I want to see what he has to say, but I'm definitely not happy with those Discord screenshots. Yeah, really, really not cool at all. Really, really not cool at all. Anyway, chat, let's continue. Back to our news. And I want to talk about some other stuff. What is defined by the actions of malicious, and anything you learn can simply be how to do it better next time. You would need to prove with actions. Absolutely. But again, I don't think it's going to be possible for him to prove when he doesn't need to touch charity money. Let me ask you guys, as I drink my tea, what do you think about this? Do you think that he's done? Do you think he'll make a comeback? What do you think, chat? What do you think? I'm not waiting for Carl's response video. Oh, I'm now waiting for it. Yeah, me too, me too. I mean, let's see. I feel like the whole section where he pointed out, oh, like, they said this and they said that. Most of it was not that great of a defense, except for the screenshots. Worse people come back. That's very true. Seems like he's still being dishonest. I don't know. I mean, I guess you have to see how much you trust Carl. I mean, normally I really like Carl. I very much like Carl, but with those screenshots, I'm kind of like questioning that. So, yeah, you know, I think you're right, Dark. I think ultimately, as long as he stays away from charity, I think, in my opinion, I think he'll make a bit of a comeback. He'll never reach the level he was at, but he will make a bit of a comeback. Yeah, and you don't have to support him, and that's okay, you know? Totally all right. Again, I feel the same way, Trixie. I will not support him after what happened. Knowing that kind of information and lying to so many people for me is just like, dude, that ain't it. But anyway, let's continue, chat. I want to talk about some other news, and I want to talk about for a second about Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is actually back, chat, which is pretty crazy. So let's go take a look at what happened with all that. So first up, there was a statement here from Trump where he said, when you have a network and you have evening shows and all they do is hit Trump and that's all they do, you go back, I guess they haven't had a conservative one in years or something. When you go back and take a look, all they do is hit Trump, they're licensed. They're not allowed to do that. So kind of talking about free speech and of course, a little bit of commentary around the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. Well, chat, I want to let you know about Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel and Disney did talk, trying to find a compromise about him coming back, right? No agreement was in sight, but talks continue as Kimmel weighed concerns about staff job losses if the show ends, right? So definitely a lot of talk about that. A lot of celebrities were coming to Jimmy Kimmel's defense. On top of that, 400 celebrities had actually signed an open letter. A bunch of these were Adam Scott, Bryan Cranston, Jason Bateman, Pedro Pascal, Jennifer Aniston. I mean, the list goes on, chat. There's quite a lot of people in here that were very, very upset about this. A huge call to action for free speech. Whether you like Trump or not, right? I feel like you should be able to criticize who you want to criticize, right? As long as it's not hate speech, right? So, well, this did ultimately result in Jimmy Kimmel getting his show back. It actually came back last Tuesday. On top of this, chat, it definitely had like this, I think I said this right, the Streisand effect. Streisand effect, right? Where his show now had 6.3 million viewers during that last night. So, you know, definitely the Streisand effect here. Most watched regular show episode ever by not being shown in some major U.S. cities. So, pretty crazy, holy fuck. Yo, Trixie! What the fuck, Trixie? Thank you so much. I appreciate the $10 super chat donut. Thank you so much. So you're sweet of you. Let me add that time to my timer really quick. Yeah, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. So definitely kind of a backfire for sure. Launched his show into the stratosphere. So anyway, let's go take a look at a bit of a clip of what happened here.
And autism.
Jimmy Kimmel coming back to late night television.
ABC chose to bring back their low rating nighttime host.
We are in for a monologue that will be a marker in late night show.
I would definitely go back down, but I mean, you gotta understand that like late shows are a product of cable television, right? Like, and as long as cable television is on the decline, these shows are never gonna do that good anymore, right? You just have to understand that.
Yeah, no question. A huge
good, Trixie. I'm glad. I appreciate the donut. Thank you.
He will be delivering what is being dubbed the most anticipated monologue in late night in years.
Maybe we should change? Yeah.
I'll be real with you guys. I could care less about how entertaining he is or his show or any of that kind of stuff. But I feel like you should be able to criticize who you want to criticize, right? As long as it's not hate speech, you should be allowed to do that. That's free speech, right?
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy
Monkey. Monkey. And that was the big concern about the show getting canceled, right? It was his freedom of speech. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Yeah, exactly. They just don't encourage bad behavior. It was also pretty. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Tim. All right, maybe it'll stop cheering for me. We can get to it.
Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted,
Bro.
If you're just joining us, we are preempting your regularly scheduled encore episode of Celebrity Family Feud to bring you this special report. I'm happy to be here tonight with you.
I love that he said, so anyway, continuing. So, yeah, like, I mean, think about, like, the Colbert Report and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, what would we do without that? So, anyway, chat, he is back. I didn't want to show you that. Kind of to add to this, though, it does seem like the administration was upset. Donald Trump says, let Jimmy Kimmel rot and threatens to sue ABC again. Less than an hour before Jimmy Kimmel Live returns from the controversial suspension, President Donald Trump seemingly threatened to sue ABC over its decision to bring back the late-night TV host on air. Back on the 17th, they said the show would be preempted indefinitely. And, of course, they announced a return back on that Tuesday, the 23rd. Ahead of Kimmel's highly anticipated monologue, the president took to Truth Social to share he was appalled by ABC's decision. They insinuated he would file a lawsuit against the network. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. Trump wrote the White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between them, and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. So there you go. Why would we want somebody back who does so poorly, who's not funny, and who puts a network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? President Trump continued. Kimmel's suspension came from FCC Chairman Carr seemingly threatened ABC, dissing Kimmel during a YouTube episode back on the 17th, where he said, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Trump also went on to say Kimmel, another arm of the Democratic National Committee, and said it, to the best of his knowledge, ABC airing the show be considered a major illegal campaign contribution. So he also went back and referenced the March 2024 lawsuit against ABC and the host George Stephanopoulos over questions regarding E. Jean Carroll, whom juries found the president liable for SA in defaming. In December, ABC News agreed to a $50 million settlement, according to Reuters. So I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Trump threatened. Last time I went after them, they gave me $60 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. So there you go, chat. Is kind of the end of the I don't know, what do you want to call this? The epic, the story of Jimmy Kimmel. And it seems like he is back online, and that's it. So there you go. Again, I don't really watch Jimmy Kimmel. I don't really care for his content to begin with, but you should be able to criticize who you want to. There should be free speech. So there you go. In other news, chat, I do want to talk about some other content creator news. We'll move away from some of the more political stuff here in just a moment, but I do want to talk about something that recently happened here with Tylenol. And as you guys know, there was a lot of stuff going around with Tylenol and how it was cited as a cause of autism. So I just want to take a look here. I'm a big fan of The Daily Show, so we're going to take a look at this, what was said about the Tylenol, because I told you we would talk about this. So anyway.
First, effective.
Yeah, I'm going to be real. I did not see this coming, bro.
Immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of
yes, I will, Dr. Emperor. I have that on my list as well.
Acetaminophen. Is that okay?
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, that statement broke me. That statement broke me. I'm sorry, that statement broke me. Oh no, it can only good happen.
Doctor, if it can only good happen for you.
Can we make that a VTuber review thing? It can only good happen.
Read a parenting book, Trump.
What?
And Trump wasn't just plain fast.
It can only good unless it happens to get worse.
He made sure to throw some anti-vax
Yeah, of course, there's always a subgroup of people
that have no autism.
Yes, there's. Okay, anyway.
Does that tell you something? That's currently.
No,
is
that
a correct
that
statement?
doesn't really tell me anything. There's that doesn't tell me anything. Like, did you know there are people that like ice cream, and you know there's people that don't like ice cream? Like, yes, I get it. Yes, there's a subgroup. Okay, anyway, you can't take a small subgroup and be like, well, that clearly is the majority. That tells you a lot. Like, that isn't no.
Statement, by the way.
Wait. Whoa. Time out.
That's currently. Is that a correct statement?
Redeem that. Oh my god, the extra sub started. Mods, I don't know if you did the thing. Mods, I don't know if you did the thing. If you could do that for me, that'd be great. Bro, you can't ask in a addressment if that's a correct statement. No. People are gonna be like,
but
oh no, people not also be diagnosed either.
Are the Amish the best control group for this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they might not even get tested. They might not know.
So based on the Amish, now.
Oh
Trump
goodness.
didn't flat.
Look, guys, I just want you to know, I'm very like, I'm a little left leaning, but I'm pretty centralist. You know, I could look at both sides. Some of the stuff that is said in here, though, regardless if you're a Republican or not, right? Some of this is kind of ridiculous. You have to admit. You know, this is I think the direction that I've always wanted to take the VTube review has always been more of a comedic approach to like funnier topics. And sadly, you know, with VTubing, it's been very, very bad recently, so we haven't been able to do that. But when I talk about IRL news, I really like to talk about more funny stuff. And to me, this is just like, this is so funny. Like this whole Trump was joking, right? About what? About Tylenol causing autism? Are you really? You're telling me this whole thing he was joking? Nah, no, there's no way this whole thing is satire. Nah, bro, I'm activated, chat. So ultimately, with this, a lot of things were told within this meeting. And of course, other things that came out. Well, hey guys, you know, giving Tylenol to pregnant women is a bad thing, right, chat? You know, and Tylenol has always, you know, advocated for that. You know, take Tylenol if you're pregnant, right, chat? Because it, you know, will help the child in the fever and so on with the mom, etc., right, chat? Well, funny you say that because, interestingly enough, back in 2017, Tylenol tweeted out, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. And of course we have the meme, well, how the turntables. Yeah, kind of a interesting development on that. They went back in the archive and found that old tweet. So, very interesting chat. There you go. Tylenol's bad. Okay, you should take Tylenol because drugs are bad. Okay, yep. So, anyway, chat, that is what recently happened with the Tylenol. However, in the lieu of being fair, because I want to be fair, we'll talk about maybe some more right-leaning stuff. We'll talk about some left-leaning stuff now. YouTube actually admitted that it censored Americans under pressure from the Biden administration. It says it will reinstate terminated accounts banned for political speech. Now, I went and tried to look up everything about this. As far as I can tell, chat, this is entirely true. Company terminated channels for repeatedly violating its community guidelines on elections, integrity content through 2023, and COVID-19 content through 2024. Today, YouTube's community guidelines allow for a wider range of content regarding COVID-19 and elections integrity. Reflecting the company's commitment to free expression, YouTube will provide an opportunity for all creators to rejoin the platform if the company terminated their channels for repeated violations of COVID-19 and elections integrity policies that are no longer in effect. That is wild. That is wild, chat. YouTube values conservative voices on its platform. YouTube YouTube values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes that these creators have extensive reach and play an important role in civic discourse, which we do need discourse. We did need opposing viewpoints, right? That's part of society, communication, etc. Company recognizes its creators are among those shaping today's online consumption, landing much must-watch interviews, giving viewers a chance to hear directly from politicians, celebrities, business leaders, and more. Pretty crazy that this went down, chat. Ultimately, because of this, right, YouTube did announce that they're going to allow people back. We have had a lot of questions about our pathways back to YouTube for some terminated creators to sub a new channel. This will be a limited pilot project that will be available to a subset of creators. In addition to those channels terminated for policies that have been deprecated, more to come soon. Now, we'll tell you, some people did already try to, it was about COVID and apparently election-related stuff. Now, we'll tell you, apparently Nick and Alex, Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones did already try to make an account. It was shut down. Apparently, it is only because there's like a limited time for that. This person goes on to say, everyone who's paid for the COVID election stuff can come back. No, not like that. So, they're like, yeah, you can come back, but, there's a process, right? So, I think it's fair. There's a process. You have to wait for that. But I did find it interesting. They already tried to bring their stuff back. And YouTube was like, wait, no. We opened the floodgates on that. So, very interesting development here from YouTube. Thought I'd tell you about it, chat. Let me know what you think about it. Pretty wild. In other news, guys, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about an update going on with the singer David. As you guys know, David was found to be tied with a missing teen who was found in a car, and their body was severely decomposed. They were killed or died in that car. They're still looking into it. More questions are emerging as authorities continue to investigate the death of the teen who was found in the trunk of a Tesla, reportedly registered to singer David. Now, on top of this, chat, David has not been officially booked with anything, right? The singer has not been named a suspect or charged with a crime, but detectives have served a search warrant at a local address in connection with the girl's death. So just want to kind of update you. I told you this was going on, but I didn't really get to give you the follow-up. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now, but I'll definitely let you know when I hear more about it, guys. Censorship. I wish I could say that. Say that 5 times fast. Censorship. Unfortunately, guys, censorship issues continue here. Coming here from Chibi Reviews. Breaking censorship news. Valve will no longer allow games to be updated with mature content. Even games already marked with the adult tag will be restricted as well. As confirmed, it wasn't a rule until a collective shout contacted payment processors to censor Steam and itch.io. If game creators wish to add more mature content to their games, they have to list it as a DLC to go through a review process. Now, the rule seems to specifically apply to adding new mature content. All this comes after thousands of creators just lost their source of income overnight thanks to the whims of Beast and MasterCard wanting to control everyone on the name of brand protection or think of the children. So that's pretty rough, chat. That's pretty rough. So if you want to add any type of adult content, well, now it's going to be 5,000 times more difficult. And again, the payment processors have slowly been coming down on stuff. It's really scary, chat. It's really, really scary. Speaking of scary, guys, I never thought I'd be talking about Crush 40, but Crush 40 is in the middle of a lawsuit coming in from Johnny of Crush 40. The live and learn. So anyway, everyone, the news is out that the case against Sega was dismissed. I want you to understand that the reason for dismissal is based on time, not on ownership. The song remains in limbo, so it's kind of about the rights of Live and Learn. Just 2 weeks ago, I was contacted by Epic Games to potentially use Live and Learn, and the amazing part is Sega had them call me for the rights to use the song. There you have it. The most epic song remains in the abyss of ownership. The song is mine. I wrote it with June. I sing it. I created a melody. I recorded my vocals in my studio, and they do not own it. So again, kind of some back and forth here about the ownership of Live and Learn. We'll see how this works out for Johnny. Ultimately, chat. Now, guys, I'm not gonna play this ad because I'm gonna be. for this ad, but I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of messed up. I'm not gonna lie, but coming in from the Homeland Security account. That is a DHS Gov, Homeland Security, released a video called Gotta Catch 'Em All. And in this particular video, they go on to use the Pokemon, first season of Pokemon. I want to be the very best, you know that song, right? In relation to blowing down people's doors for Homeland Security. So this was very controversial, obviously. And a lot of people were calling for Nintendo to, of course, step up and say something about it. Well, the Pokemon Company did issue a statement over the Homeland Security Pokemon-themed ice video. We are aware of a recent video posted by the Department of Homeland Security that includes imagery and language associated with our brand. Our company was not involved in the creation or distribution of this content, and permission was not granted for the use of our intellectual property. So, I'm not really sure the Pokemon Company is gonna continue forward with anything here, but obviously, horrible taste. Yeah, and we'll see if they actually decide to do anything with this. So, pretty crazy out there, chat. Another news, guys. Doug Bowser is retiring. You know that guy from Nintendo? Yeah, he's retiring, guys. Today, I announced my plan to retire from Nintendo, effective this December 31st of this year. Nintendo's been an integral part of my life for 44 years, starting with the Donkey Kong arcade as a kid. In college, it has been an honor to contribute to this incredible company and bring our beloved characters and worlds to fans through our video games, theme parks, and movie experiences. I extend my best wishes to Devin Pritchard as she leads Nintendo of America forward. I thank you all for your passion and support Nintendo, and you can count on me to remain a Nintendo fan. So, here is their, the person that's going to be taken on. Yeah, everybody's like, so long, Gabe Bowser. So, of course, Devin Pritchard will become the new Nintendo of America president. They are the first woman to hold this role. And even more shocking news, Satura will be joining Nintendo of America as CEO. So, pretty crazy developments here for Nintendo, chat. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Pretty crazy. My concern is she isn't from the financial side. Where is she from? Is she from, like, HR side or something like that? I literally don't know much about her at all. Like, at all. We'll see. Finance. Oh, wait, she is from finance. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, it's always a toss-up with finance people, right? If they're going to just be soulless and it's all about money, or if they're actually like, we realize that, you know, the money is made from passion and love. There's no in between, right? There's no gray area when it comes to people in finance. So we'll see, chat. But I love that the first woman is actually holding the role. You know, win for the girlies. Let's go. So pretty cool, pretty cool. But guys, I do want to talk about, before we wrap up today, I do want to talk about Twitch with you guys for a minute. And first up, chat, a new report on viewbotting. This report was actually done by Stream Charts. Actually, suggested that Twitch has 30 million hours of fake watch time and Kick has 20 million. By comparison, chat, that's got to be a lot more bots on Kick compared to each channel, but nonetheless, I mean, 30 million hours of fake watch time. That is crazy. That is crazy, chat. So, definitely be on the lookout for those bots. They're out there. Big yikes, big yikes. However, chat, we did get a good update here from Twitch here recently. And Twitch is launching a new moderation analytics dashboard. So it allows moderators to see users, you know, messages deleted, warned, timed out, banned, etc. Gives you a lot more control. I think this is great for moderators, for channels. Really, really nice to see. Of course, a very small update to partner as well. I don't really feel like this is like a giant change, but you know, at least it's something, right? Twitch is making it easier to achieve partner. Now, this comes with like a big caveat, chat. So they reduced the number of streams needed from 8 per month to 6 per month for 2 months. I feel like, yes, that will help some people, but how many people is that going to tip the scales in their favor? I don't feel like it's going to be a lot. I think it'll be like a little bit, right? So, you're wrapping up soon, just another small bit. Thank you, Trixie. Appreciate you. I'm sorry I got to manually add the time from from YouTube. Thank you so much. But, like, it's not lowering the CCV, which I think is like the biggest part. I mean, I guess this is fine. I have no complaints about it. I don't think really anybody is gonna be too upset that this is going down, right? I'm sure there's like one person that's like, well, back in my day, it was easier to get Twitch partner. Like, nah, dude, this is hardly a change. So the CCV is really the big part of this, right, chat? Also coming up, actually starting, I believe today, is the Sonic Racing Crossroads tournament going on for Twitch Rivals. So NA qualifiers are today. Later today, EU qualifiers are tomorrow, and the finals are on October 3rd. 48 racers and one winner per bracket. So very exciting to see the new Sonic game getting some love. I know it comes out today. Everybody's losing their mind about it. I'm gonna play it too. So Team Miku, baby, Team Miku. I think it came out today. Yeah, I think it came out today. Yo, Nid, thank you so much for the subbies. Oh my god. Oh my god. Shit. Here we go, chat. Here we go. fucking Valor with the extra sub. I love it. Thank you so much. What the fuck? Are you serious, dude? Are you serious? It does have the time this year. It does have the time this year. Let's go. Oh my god, it does have the time this year. Yes. Oh my god, yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Shadow Dragon. And of course, Nid, thank you guys so much for all the subbies. Yeah, so starting today, chat, if you give out 5 subs or more, Valor gives a random amount on top of it. That's crazy. Thank you guys so much. I want to make sure I get through this news as well. Let me hit you with it and we'll do our wheel spins. They're also doing a thing called Twitch University. This program aims to introduce students to the streaming space, offering them education opportunities to collaborate and connect with Twitch staff. So, of course, it's a space where you get a Discord, global connection, educational resources, etc. So, there's a post-secondary school, have a Twitch account in good standing, etc. So, I feel like this is fine. I really wish it was 18 plus, but to be honest, I think all of Twitch should be 18 plus, but I mean, this is fine. If you can directly connect with Twitch staff, having that type of connection and talk, I think it's very, very helpful. So, you know, this isn't a bad thing, right? Is it great? Yeah, but it's also not bad, so we'll take it. Also, in case you missed it, you probably already saw this as live, is Twitch Rewind. That is right. Twitch Rewind is officially live, chat. So now if you have a sub or if you have turbo, you're actually able to, pause, go back to the previous point, so you don't miss any of those moments. So I know that'll be very, very exciting for a lot of people out there. I know a lot of times I've wanted to rewind. I haven't been able to do it. So as long as you're sub, or you have Twitch Turbo, you're subscribed to that channel, you can now pause and rewind it. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. In other news, chat, guys, this is the big story that I wanted to talk about with all of you. And I wanted to get your opinions. So everybody focus up for me if you're here, type 1. Valkyrie has announced that she and QT Cinderella will not be attending TwitchCon due to safety concerns. I just don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I'm just uncomfortable, you know. It's crazy times. I agree. I cannot say that they're wrong, and I'm going to show you why. So, Twitch CEO Dan Clancy responded to these concerns, of course, going on to say, like, we have teams focused on this year-round. We're taking security extremely seriously. I guess I have a question, chat. Just one question. Why was it last year, just last year, right, that we had some horrible essay against streamers at TwitchCon? Twitch didn't press the charges or pursue any legal form of action. This is absolutely true. Asmund is straight up on this. Why was nothing ever really addressed about this? Are people really safe while they're there? I posed the question, chat. I posed the question. If Twitch can't moderate a platform, how the hell are they gonna moderate a con? Like, I don't think so, chat. I don't see it happening. I don't think that this is gonna be going down. Yeah, do you want to watch this?
During a recent live stream, NPLR was at Twitchcon and he had a bizarre interaction with a fan that left Nick and Wake very uncomfortable at their meet and greet.
We'll see ya. Okay. Oh. All right, let's not do any more of that. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, big brother. I think. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Oh.
All right, I can eat that. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You guys are incredible. You guys are the best streamers
Yep.
in the world.
Thank you.
You have to realize at TwitchCon, people will sadly push the line, right? It can be too much.
Bye.
This is by far one of the most absurd things I've ever seen happen on stream, and I thought I had seen my fair share of crazy stuff on Twitch. WTF was that? I'm actually pretty sure this will have some consequences. Bro, that was crazy, and I didn't know how to react, LOL.
Yeah,
He just got
the
kicked out.
fucking foam pit as well. Let's talk about that walk.
I mean, it was pretty obvious that
Not
you
the
guys were hella
foam pit.
uncomfortable. Press charges
Not
or
the
escalate
foam
this in a way that
pit.
will have more impact
Bro, I'm sorry, guys. My back already hurts. I don't need to hop into the foam pit at
outside of just getting
TwitchCon.
kicked out of the event. If the only consequence
Yeah, no
of this
consent.
is getting kicked out of the event, more people will start doing crazier shit for attention. The exposure trade-off in relation to the current consequences is worth it for these weirdos.
Moments later, the streamer who violated Nick ends up getting kicked out of TwitchCon.
Yo, Trixie, thank you for the 5. Thank you so much. Let's fucking go. Thank you. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. I'm glad I can make your bus ride a little bit more comfy. I appreciate you.
I need to go outside the building? Yeah, outside the building. But then they took my badge, so If you come back after they give you the warning, if you come back, you will be arrested. Okay. For trespass. But I'm allowed anywhere on the sidewalk?
Yeah, I
anywhere.
see you on
I'm
the
just not
Twitch
allowed
side.
in the
What's
building,
up?
Correct? Legally. Okay, I just want to make
Thank
sure
you so
I'm not
much, Trixie.
breaking
I'm ready to
any
give a
rules or
big
getting
W,
arrested.
please.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you guys are really cool. You guys are really cool. Yeah,
That's
it's
it?
disappointing
Like,
'cause
that's the
they said to me I got
consequences?
kicked out for breaking code of conduct, but I'm a streamer, so I would be banned if I broke code of conduct, right? Wow. It's really confusing. They said I broke code of conduct, but they don't want to tell me. They be having diddy parties and cocaine, everything. You guys need to check them. I'm telling you, I swear to God. Last night they were having a diddy party, no cameras, nobody's allowed, just the partners.
Kick streamer DBR666 got kicked out from TwitchCon for trolling Twitch streamer NMPLOL. That was a cringe CX Orbiter who was streaming on Kick begging for attention. Sorry you had to go through that. Heard he got kicked out of the convention at least. Ah, I get it. Makes sense.
It's just crazy, chat, that Twitch really never came down on any of these streamers, right? And I gotta tell you, chat, already enough, like, as a woman, right, you go into cons, there's always that concern that people are gonna do something really, really inappropriate, right? It's happened to me when I was younger, and I would go to, do, like, Lolita showings and Lolita pictures. Very scary stuff, chat. I've been touched inappropriately as a minor at cons. Like, it's very, very scary. So on top of this, like, you know, TwitchCon proven not to really be that safe. I understand where they're coming from. Again, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. How are you gonna moderate a full-on con when you can't even moderate your platform? You know, so yeah, and remember, every year, chat, there's always some bullshit from the partner party. You remember that? Every single time, chat, every year we talk about some bullshit from the partner party. Always happens. Always happens, chat. Really, really sad. So I hope that, you know, if you are going to TwitchCon, you're very safe. Because this is just, yeah, it's scary, chat. It's a scary, scary time to go to cons, go be out there, etc. So just be careful, guys, if you do end up going. But, I mean, I'm not going to go. I mean, mostly because I'm busy, but if I had a choice, like, I wouldn't go anyway, so very crazy. All right, chat, you 4 wheel spins. Let's do a 1 times 4. Thank you so much again, Trixie, Shadow Dragon, and Nid for all of the subs. I appreciate you so much. I know a lot of people go, but I'm actually just gonna show up in the area. Yep. That would be me, honestly. That would actually be me. Noble milk for chat. Okay, we can't really do that, so we'll spin again. Wait, are we counting the Valorant subs towards wheel spins? Well, I think we did at one point before, right? Oh shit, that's when. Okay, all right. This is times 5. This is times 5 then. This is times 5. All right, this is times 5. Okay, here you go. All right, I won't give you nothing. I won't give you nothing. I'll give you times 5 on 30 seconds. Womp womp. Oh, Offguy. Oh, trust me, Devere. We talked about Offguy a million times over. A million times over. Offguy's had some pretty messed up stuff as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I think last year was better as far as like they're moving in the right direction. But bad actors are gonna be bad actors, right? I do know that Vex had problems. Nekamiki had problems, so it's not 100%. But I know Vegas Twitchcon was horrible in every aspect. We hung out with people and went and did stuff far away from the con. I don't blame you. I mean, that would be my call too. I would just be like, nah, I'm out of here, dude. You know, I would just go somewhere else and do other stuff with other people. It's just a lot better that way, to be honest. So, especially with everything going on. So, but guys, thank you so much for an amazing stream. I appreciate all of you. Y'all are incredible. Tomorrow, do not forget, guys, that we have a VTuber death battle, which is gonna be absolutely nuts. I'm so pumped about it. I hope that you had a good time talking news to me. I appreciate all of you as always yapping it up with me. So thank you so much for being here. Guys, we're gonna go see Demon Benny. And she is actually doing Dead by Daylight, so I know you're gonna have a great time with her. I will see you tomorrow, guys, for VTuber death battle. I have a lot to do after stream today. I have so much shit to do, so I will update you on some of the other stories when I get more about it. I don't have the full stories yet on some of it, since some of it's still going down, but I do want to follow up with you guys about the Completionist when Carl Jib's video comes out. So we might cover that on Tuesday. I'll let you know, okay? All right, bye, everybody. Have a good one. Bye, YouTube. Thank you for all the donuts, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Twitter.